walk through a storm. It is Anfield Agenda time. Craig is set for the day and the news. Sit back and relax, grab a coffee and chill, and enjoy the shenanigans tonight. Anfield Agenda. Anfield Agenda. YNWA. Anfield Agenda. Time for Craig to tell it straight. Watch-alongs to fill your day. Make to subscribe and stay. Up the Reds, up the Reds. Oh, oh, ooh. Oh, oh, ooh. Oh, oh, ooh. Oh. Anfield Agenda. Anfield Agenda. YNWA. Anfield Agenda. Time for Craig to tell it straight. Watch-alongs to fill your day. Make to subscribe and stay. Up the Reds, up the Reds. Oh, oh, ooh. Oh, oh, ooh. Oh, oh, ooh. Oh, 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 Anfield Agenda. Anfield Agenda. YNWA. Anfield Agenda.
What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our second to last match day of the season. The Reds taking on Brighton with a much changed team. I'm going to take you through it. The big breaking news: Federico Chiesa starts. No Virgil van Dijk in the starting 11. Apparently the party went a little bit too hard. Well, look, I don't know why he's made the changes, but we'll take you through the team. It is on the screen there now as well. We will do our best to figure it all out for you. So, it is Alisson in goal. It is Connor Bradley at right back. Left back, Kostas Tsimikas. Centre back pairing today, Jarell Kwanzaa and Ibrahima Konate. In midfield, Ryan Gravenberch, Dominic Szoboszlai and Harvey Elliott. And then up top, Mohamed Salah, Federico Chiesa and Cody Gakpo. How we feeling about that 11? On the bench today for the Reds, Caoimhín Kelleher, Joe Gomez, Wataru Endo, Virgil van Dijk, Diaz, Núñez, Jones, Robbo and Real Madrid's right back. So we all good? Looking forward to who knows what tonight. But of course, we have a lot of transfer talk to get through as well over the next, well, however long you want. So do keep the questions coming in. We will talk about Florian Wirtz. We'll talk about the game, of course, as well. We'll speak about the fact that it looks like Liverpool's pursuit of Milos Kerkez is reaching a conclusion, and a positive one at that, and lots more. Right, some comments to get through. Let me check. What did I miss just before we went live? This one from Yano says, Szoboszlai is the key. Is he? Cool. Well, he's one of the keys. But let's just see if we can have Szoboszlai and maybe a little bit of Florian Wirtz. Wouldn't that be tickety-boo? So always appreciate you guys coming in with us. And yeah, look, it's a much changed team as I mentioned tonight. I've no idea what to expect. You know, it's going to be very difficult to gauge whether this is Liverpool making a serious effort to, or this is Liverpool being absolutely exhausted after all the partying during the week. And either way, what a week this is. You know, we start off with a game on the Monday, then of course we build towards the weekend. We're over in Liverpool for a show. You guys are over there for the last day of the season, as well as the parade on the Monday. So much happening, folks. And any questions or anything, please do feel free to fire them into the chat. Video earlier on around the latest with Florian Wirtz is absolutely flying. Thank you so much to everyone that took the time to have their say on it. And of course, would it been a match day, we wouldn't be here without the support of our incredible sponsors. Why not check out the Beard and Balls bundle from our friends at Manscaped, featuring the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra and the Beard Hedger. You can get 15% off, that is 15% off, and free shipping store-wide at manscaped.com with our code Anfield15. Do use that code at checkout. And again, thank you to Manscaped for their continued support and for my hairless nuts. Appreciate you guys. Right, let's get crack-a-lacking. Mohammedan Soliev. And by the way, I only said crack-a-lacking because somebody put that into the chat beforehand and I thought, you know what? Feels like a crack-a-lacking kind of day. Right, Mohammedan, how are you, sir? Always lovely to see you in. Hey, champions, hope you're doing well. Would you be happy after we get the Kirkes deal brought, only Wirtz and Alvarez, but sold 5-6 players and no business in the back line? No, we need the centre-back sorted out. We need one more in, Mohammedan. Now look, if we kept Canada and the manager wants to go with Kwanzaa, it doesn't mean we couldn't bring in a centre-back maybe as a fourth choice. But I do still feel we need a body there. But look, mate, would I be unhappy with the window that you've just mentioned? We bring in Kirkes. We've got Frimpong in. Bradley on a new deal. Alvarez, Wirtz. I mean, it would be very hard to be unhappy with that window. But I would just feel like we'd be that little bit short. But either way, it'd be a nice window, wouldn't it? It would be a nice window, sir. Disappointed we aren't giving young Rio a chance in the first team. Look, the manager just mustn't feel it's the right time for him. And, you know, he will get his chance. You know, let's look at positives today. You know, we've had so many negatives over the last few weeks with the Trent debacle and everything else. Let's just concentrate on the good stuff today, the fun stuff, like, you know, winning the league and signing Frimpong and Kirkes looking likely and us being very seriously in the mix for Wirtz. Daniel Jenkins, how are you, my friend? Appreciate you, thank you. Feeling a Chiesa goal today, said George. It'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Do you know what? How glorious is it that we get to see Federico Chiesa starting with the majority of the first team players? Genuinely is brilliant. Let's have a look at the team for Brighton, by the way. We haven't discussed that at all yet. So it's Verbruggen in goal, then Wiefer, Van Heck, Webster and Estupiñán in the back line. Baleba and Iori in midfield, then Minta, Gruda, Adingra and Danny Welbeck. That's the starting 11. For Liverpool, of course, Alisson, Bradley, Costas, Canade, Kwanzaa. Midfield of Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Elliott, then Salah, Chiesa and Gakpo. Whether Gakpo's central or whether Chiesa's central, I guess we'll find out when the game gets underway. What's the bench, please? No problem, mate. 1 second. So on the bench today for the Reds, Kelleher, Gomez, Endo, Virgil, which isn't something we're going to say very often, Diaz, Núñez, Jones, Robbo, and Real Madrid's right back. So that's the bench today. Parade in 1 week, said Jay Muse. Yes, it's going to be incredible for the city. Honestly, they reckon 1 million people in and around the great city of Liverpool for these celebrations. And whatever you're doing, whether you're spending it with family and friends, whether you're watching it on the TV, whether you're going to the parade, whatever you're doing, wherever you are in the world, seriously hope you guys enjoy it, take it all in and celebrate it, because it is worth celebrating. It's a remarkable achievement for Arne and the boys, and whatever event you're going to in the city or whatever you're doing around the world, as I mentioned, I really do hope you guys have a great day. Chris, how are you, dude? All right, what's crack-a-lacking? Chiesa, a big surprise. Nice to sit down to the Reds after a busy launch weekend. Yes, your EP was coming out, wasn't it? And I hope it's done well. I hope it's done well, Chris. Again, send me the link of it in an email and we'll put it into our community section as well, just to make sure everybody can have a listen. Appreciate you, as always, my man, and looking forward to, well, some form of a game tonight. Not really got much idea what to expect, Chris. Aaron said, who will be more hungover the last match, us or Palace? It's going to be a difficult one to call, that, isn't it? I mean, can you imagine it? It's just the atmosphere alone. Like, everyone's just going to be celebrating that day. Crystal Palace have obviously got themselves into Europe. They've won the FA Cup. Liverpool have won the Premier League, had a good transfer window start. I can just imagine that the atmosphere inside Anfield, home and away fans for that one, is going to be incredible. I'm just buzzing. Like, I've got so many messages over the last few days about our live show on the Sunday. Lots of people I haven't seen in years coming up to join us that evening. People that were part of our podcast back in the early days as well. I'm just buzzing. I can't wait to get over there at the weekend. Vlad said, I'd rather go Alvarez and Haddo over Wirtz. Look, I love Alvarez, and if we went Alvarez and Haddo over Wirtz, I'm not going to be angry about it, mate. You know, either way, they'd be very good signings, but at least we know we're seriously in the mix. You know, we are right in the mix for Florian Wirtz. Manchester City, by the way, have dropped out of the race, and that's not just me coming up with fan talk. Journalists far and wide have been reporting that Manchester City have dropped out of the race. Now, there's some varying degrees of why they've dropped out of the race. Some say it's because they believe Liverpool and Bayern Munich are the most likely, with Bayern Munich probably still his most likely destination, if we're being really honest about it. But others say it's because of the money involved and Manchester City just didn't see value in it. Yes, lads, wink, wink. We believe that it was the money. Definitely. Nothing to do with maybe the player favouring a move to Liverpool or Bayern Munich. It was definitely the money. Definitely. We believe. Sure, what if Manchester City ever told a lie? Daniel Jenkins again. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. James, or Janos, excuse me, my friend. Janos, excuse me. Said, I love the Reds, really like family, and I've never seen a guy with so much passion like you, Craig. Thanks. Man, it's my pleasure. Look, I always have a bittersweet feeling on these weeks. So there's a huge event going on in around Liverpool that the Anfield Wrap, Redmen TV, the club and Boss Night are all putting on together in with the club. And it always makes you feel a bit left out and a bit sad in these moments. But then I remember, you know what? It is what it is. We are kept on the outside because, you know, we speak our minds and we have our community behind us. And I always feel a little bit sorry for myself in these times, just for a little moment. I do. And then I remember how lucky I am and how I get to share the experience with you guys. And I'll be over in Liverpool as well with our own show and our own audience, and I can't wait to celebrate it. So whatever you're doing, as I mentioned, in the city, and I'm sure that those events, by the way, are all panning out to be brilliant events, and whatever you're doing, I hope you have an incredible time. And genuinely, I hope all of my fellow content creators, whatever they're doing in and around the weekend coming up, have a brilliant time, because everybody deserves it. Everybody deserves to celebrate. Everybody deserves to be with their fellow fans and enjoy and appreciate a fantastic season from a fantastic team. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? So much love to everyone. Sincerely, I mean that. Whatever you're doing this weekend, whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you have a brilliant one. Stevie Boy said, sense the feeling players and coaches are just waiting for the final whistle of the weekend for the biggest party to begin. I mean, they've been warming up for it nicely, Stevie Boy, haven't they? I don't know if you've seen some of the videos and stuff coming out of the Dubai trip, and of course Arne slot over in Ibiza with the lads. But it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I love it. I love it. You know, I want to see them release and celebrate. You know, they've worked hard to get where they are, and you know, if you play like champions, you best be partying like champions. Ifti Ahmed said, Real Madrid's right back. What a guy. I don't even want to say his name anymore, mate. I don't. Because Real Madrid's right back has been stealing the headlines all week and all around it. And I don't really want to talk about him anymore. I want to focus on the future. And the future is, of course, looking very, very bright. Right, Nick said, how many centre-back long shots in the Palace match? Oh, I'd say quite a few, Nick. I'd say quite a few. They might have to have... Do you remember when the weather's really warm, they have water breaks, you know, so everyone can hydrate? Well, they might have to have water breaks, but for a very different reason this time, you know? They'll need to hydrate all right, but it's probably to get over the hangovers. Well, for those that do partake, I should say. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate you. And as I mentioned, lads, 10 million views over the past... We've had 1 million views over the last 48 hours. It's been absolutely mental, and I'm so grateful to you all for your continued support. Arne slot, la 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 la. Arne slot, la 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 la. I've got a question, genuine question for everybody out there. How many of you forgot we had a game today? Be honest, because I did. Remember I was doing the video late last night. I did an update video, And I said, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:45, late night agenda. Then I finished the video. I got a message from Mark going, you know we're playing tomorrow, right? You know you said in your video that I'll see you at 8:45. And I went, whoops, genuinely forgot. I totally forgot we were playing today. In my head, you've won the title, season's over, all roads lead to the Palace game at the weekend where everybody can celebrate. So yeah, definitely forgot that we were playing today. So yeah, that wasn't that was just me being an idiot again in the video. So yeah, I want to be honest. How many of you guys forgot that there was a game on today? And it felt really weird as well, going through the whole weekend with no Liverpool in action. Seeing other teams playing, you're just like, oh, it's a bit weird this. But we get to enjoy it tonight. See United trying to wrestle away some of the headlines over the last few hours with the capture of Matheus Cunha. That looks like it's coming to a conclusion, as if there was a battle for his signature and United weren't the only team left standing. That's pretty much what happened. Oh. Sorry, I needed to sneeze there, and I was hoping I didn't get into a sneezing fit. So the last thing you guys need on the stream is me getting into a sneezing fit. Better keep looking at the light to make sure I don't. Steve Aldersey said just the right amount of changes, and I'm excited to see Chiesa with the first team. Oh, Fede Chiesa! Oh, Fede Chiesa! Bum 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 bum. So Mohamed Salah's 400th game for the Reds, and he will captain the team today as well, because there's no Virgil van Dijk out there, and Real Madrid's right back, well, I'll be damned if he's having the armband. So yes, Mohamed Salah on his 400th appearance for the Reds today will captain the team, and thank you for that one, Mark. Appreciate you. So this makes me laugh, Sammy, because somebody put a comment in one of our videos saying we're going to have to make a John Found the Money t-shirt. And you know what? Like I've always said, all I wanted was the managers to be backed. I have no bad will outside of that towards anybody. But if they back the manager like it looks like they're going to do, Sammy, I'll be keeping my mouth shut about the ownership and sticking to the football, mate. I've always made that promise. I just wanted to see that the manager being backed, and so far, all signs point to this being a very exciting window. So there will be no more shenanigans for me in that regard. If they step up and back the manager, I'll be a happy Liverpool fan like everybody else. Jen said, Craig, we love you. Thank you. I mean, I don't know why, Jen, but thank you. Any more news? Yeah, do you want me to run through the news really quick for the guys and girls who are in early? We've plenty of time for the game, so if it's okay with everyone in the chat, we'll run through the news if that's all right, folks. Oh, we'll just go through this gentleman's super chat first, because I will forget if I don't bring it up on screen. So, Kirkes, Wharton, Wirtz, Cherky, Alvarez, and Sesko. I don't want to say, because it's a family show, how that would make me feel, my friend, but let's just say a certain colour underwear would have to be required for an evening of such magnitude. I think that's the fairest way I can say it. Basically, I'm saying it's red panty night, bro. It's red panty night. That would be an incredible window. And look, everything's open. Dream. Why not? I'm sitting here now thinking to myself, well, Craig, Florian Wirtz has become the new Bellingham, hasn't he? And look, I'm ready to be hurt again. I am. I'm open and ready to be hurt, but I don't know. I'm really excited. I can't sleep. No joke. Haven't slept properly in about 3 days. That's how excited I am about everything. I just can't switch my mind off. I think I'm working on about 6 hours sleep in total over the last 3 nights. That's how excited I am about where we're all at and what we're looking towards. I mean, I love the way we sorted out the Frimpong situation so quickly to wrestle back the narrative as a club. That's brilliant news. I will fly through all the transfer gossip now, though. What's this one? Right, so a little bit of news here from Florian Plettenberg. Theo said, so am I, Craig, so am I. I think we're all in it together, my man. We're all in this together. We're one big red mess, and I mean that in a positive way. Right, ladies and gentlemen, you know that we have this brilliant routine and this brilliant record all season of getting to 1,000 likes before we kick off the game. If you would be so kind and you have a moment, please do hit that like button for me. Really do appreciate you all being in with us. Everybody, and wherever you are in the world, whatever you are doing today, I do hope that life is treating you well. Mark said, because people keep asking, is Mo the skipper? Well, thank you, Mark. I do appreciate that. Right, bit of an interesting post from Florian Plettenberg, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it. And so does Connor, for what it's worth. Plans at Liverpool are in full swing, writes Florian Plettenberg. The current priorities are finding a centre-back. I don't think anybody'd argue with that. A left back, again, no arguments there. A playmaker / number 10, and a winger. No mention of a striker. Thoughts? Thoughts? Genuinely, thoughts? Are we all right? Because remember, we had this conversation and we thought, if we're going for Wirtz, does that mean we're going to operate a little bit differently? Maybe we don't spend that money on a striker. Let me know your thoughts on this one, because again, he said left back Milos Kerkez is the top priority with Jarell Hato on the list. Number 10, Florian Wirtz is the desired target, and they're not willing to give up on him. So reports coming in quick around Liverpool's interest, and that we are not going away in the race for Florian Wirtz's signature. Let me take you through some more of the news. Right, I'll go back to the start of the day and work through... let's start. So we like to do these things in chronological order. So we'll start off with Fabrizio Romano saying Liverpool contacted Bournemouth about the Milos Kerkez deal, with talks now advancing. Liverpool are also completing an agreement on personal terms with Kerkez, who is keen on the move. Well, I think we knew that by all the Liverpool posts he was liking. Negotiations underway between the clubs on a transfer fee. Let me just get my keyboard a little bit closer. Then we had some talk that Real Madrid and Xabi Alonso want Alexis McAllister. Yeah, I wanted 12-inch Hog and Mila Kunis to be Mrs. Anfield Agenda number 2. But I think we all know those are things that aren't happening this summer. So yes, they're not getting Alexis McAllister. And I don't for one second also believe that Xabi Alonso, on his first thing as Liverpool's European rivals manager, wants to come in and try and shithouse Liverpool by destabilising the player. I'm not having that. That's Alonso. Then we move on to Fabrizio Romano saying we have to wait for Florian Wirtz to make his decision. It's still an open story, and this was before Manchester City dropped out of the race, and they have. Kicker over in Germany have said 3 clubs, Manchester City, Liverpool and Bayern, have submitted their concrete applications for Florian Wirtz. His parents, who act as his advisors, have discussed their options with the executives of the 3 clubs. Bayern are not as clear favourites as reports suggest. But then, things started to change. You started to see a different narrative coming out of Manchester. So Manchester City are withdrawing their initial interest in Florian Wirtz due to the soaring costs of any deal, said Sammy Mockbell. Because we all know how concerned Manchester City are with making sure that the numbers all add up. It's really important for them not to overspend or, blow a load of dough. That's the Manchester City way. That's why they have no charges over their heads whatsoever and no accusations against them of dodgy bank accounts or paying managers elsewhere. Because the money's really important for Manchester. So, City believe a deal would cost in and around €300 million all in for Florian Wirtz. Then, though, Florian Wirtz is the desired target of Liverpool, said Florian Plettenberg. Fabrizio Romano also agreeing the City are dropping out of the race, I believe. Then we have Jack Gaughan, who's covering all things Manchester City, and has said 100% through Manchester City have withdrawn their interest in Florian Wirtz. But here's the kicker. You know who they're looking at as a potential replacement for Wirtz? Morgan Gibbs-White. Now, that is, shall I say, a tad downgrade if they miss out. So Manchester City currently have left the negotiation, said Fabrizio Romano, for Wirtz. Talks have never advanced or at any final stages, just initial approaches. But Manchester City believe package is too expensive. Morgan Gibbs-White remains on Manchester City's shortlist. Kicker have said not only FC Bayern but also one of the 2 top English clubs are said to be in a very good position and have high hopes of securing the 22-year-old. Liverpool have submitted an offer for Florian Wirtz, said Kicker, and then we have this very interesting story that suggests that there are two different price tags for Florian Wirtz. One for any team in the Bundesliga and one for any team outside of the Bundesliga. And for once, it looks like it's going in our favour in this regard. Usually Premier League teams get fleeced. This says Leverkusen have reportedly set an asking price in the region of €150 million or £126 million for Bayern Munich, while potentially accepting a slightly reduced figure of around €100 million or £84 million for clubs outside of Germany. Then we have Fabrizio Romano saying, Milos Kerkez and Liverpool deal absolutely on. Paul Joyce has said Florian Wirtz is at the centre of a transfer tug-of-war between Liverpool and Bayern Munich after Manchester City pulled out of the running for the German international. Also, Paul Joyce, he said, it is clear that Liverpool are making a pitch to Wirtz to join head coach Arne Slot's title-winning squad and are trying to persuade him to opt for a new challenge away from his homeland. Paul Joyce again said, there is also firm interest in Bournemouth left-back Milos Kerkez, but the valuation is key with the South Coast club seeking around £45 million. Liverpool have other options with Jurel Haddo among a number of alternatives. So that's pretty much where we're at, ladies and gents, up to now with all the transfer gossip. I've a load of chats to catch up on, though. Gary said, over in Germany at the moment, news here is Man City pulls out of Wirtz and clear run to Bayern, no mention of Liverpool at all. I don't know what to say to you, Gary, my man. Kicker have been running with the story. Sky Germany have been running with the story. Romano has been running with the story. You know, I can't say to you, mate, what the publications. You're in Germany. You certainly know more than I do on it, but Liverpool are there and are very firmly there. Now, look, the expectation has always been that Wirtz remains in Germany. That has been the consensus most of the way through this. But at least we're not giving up. Liverpool are still pushing ahead on this one. What's this that Connor sent me? Right, so I like to give credit when I use somebody's posts for a little segment. And this comes from an account called @LFC Approved. And they said, you can tell me I'm reaching, but taking a step back to understand the articles, the fact Paul Joyce has published an update after Manchester City's withdrawal without mentioning Liverpool stepping back is telling. It suggests he's had it on good authority that Liverpool still view a deal for Wirtz as attainable. His article leaves that door wide open. I absolutely agree. Look, I do think we can't say for certain if he's going to leave Germany or not. Nobody at this point can say that they're that confident. But if he does decide that Bayern isn't for him or that he fancies a new challenge, we certainly seem to be right there with the money in hand ready to go. You know, that's the fairest I can be with it at this moment, but exciting times. It is exciting times because we were promised the big window and that would certainly be a very, very good start to the window. Imagine the start of this window if we've sorted out Frimpong, Kerkez, and maybe Florian Wirtz. I mean, I might be naked on stage at the live shows at that point, to be honest with you. Jackson, how are you, bro? Said, saying hi from Michigan. What striker would you want? Julian Alvarez is my top pick, but just taking you back. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze again. Just taking you back to Florian Plettenberg's post, and he doesn't mention striker in that post. He said number 10 playmaker and a winger. So I really don't know. Maybe, and this is to kind of, I guess, follow on from our friend a moment ago who said, I could be reaching here, but maybe Liverpool don't see any forward in there who's worth the hassle. Genuinely, like, this could be the case. They could have looked at it and thought, Ekitike, €100 million, not worth it. Isak, not available if Newcastle get Champions League, which is understandable. Maybe Julian Alvarez just isn't available from Atletico. Maybe they've looked around then and gone, well, maybe we need to attack this a little bit differently. Maybe we bring in that Florian Wirtz type player or a Cherky style player or a Javi Simons type player. And then we bring in another winger. And then again, we just alternate positions. Maybe we finally get a chance to see Mo through the centre. I'm just trying to figure it all out like everybody else. But either way, exciting times. Thank you, my friend, over in Norway. Appreciate you. Luke, 21 months as a member, my man. Thank you so much. How are you finding your transfer window going so far? What will be your dream signing for this squad? How am I finding it? So far, so good, Luke, is all I can say. You know, as somebody who's a skeptic and somebody who's a pessimist on FSG, so far, no complaints from me whatsoever. Sitting back, observing, happy. Who would be my dream transfer? I'd still probably say Julian Alvarez would be right at the top of my list, although it certainly doesn't look possible. I mean, Lamine Yamal, I wouldn't say no there, but that ain't happening. Looks like he's going to get the number 10 shirt to Barca, by the way, and sign the new deal on his 18th birthday. But yeah, what I'm trying to figure out is the centre-back situation, Luke, to be honest with you. That's the one that I'm really struggling to figure out because, you know, my heart was certainly hoping that Huijsen was going to come in, but he's a Real Madrid player by the looks of it. Can you see Szoboszlai or Wirtz in a false nine position? Yes, absolutely. Probably more so Wirtz, but like I've said before, let's just for a second play fantasy football here. So let's say we had Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister in one particular game who had to sit a little bit deeper, and then you had Wirtz and Szoboszlai as the more advanced players, one of them operating in a false nine, and them just dropping deep and swapping positions. And again, maybe even then creating gaps for Salah to come in off the right or Gakpo or Diaz to come in off the left. Absolutely, I think they could operate in a false nine. And it looks as if, based off the plans, that's the thought process here. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way, but I'm starting to feel like maybe we're not looking at a striker. Or at least maybe they don't have a striker that they feel ticks enough boxes to justify the outlay. Or maybe want to go one more year. I don't know, but it certainly looks as if that's the position that's up in the air. Now, what I would like from everybody in the chat is your help on thinking about centre-backs. So let me know some of the centre-backs that you would like to see Liverpool looking at. Schlotterbeck's a name that's been mentioned in the past. Araujo from Benfica is a name that we've been speaking about lately. Mark Gay of Crystal Palace, you know, he's got 1 year to go in his deal at the minute. Does he run that down, as reports suggested yesterday, and look for a move to Spain? Yeah, I'm just trying to think back through other players that we've been linked with. Hincapié, I guess, is another potential option. I was all in on Huijsen, I can't lie, I was, and I'd hoped that we were going to get that deal done. So my research on centre backs has been a little bit off the boil since that. Let's say Bastoni's not going to happen. Be a great player, but Bastoni's not going to happen. Branthwaite would be sexy, but yeah, that's just not going to happen. With Everton going into that new stadium and all, they're not going to win a week on themselves. But Branthwaite would be brilliant. I'd love Branthwaite at Liverpool. Or Trielta and Antonio Silva. From what I can gather, mate, looking at Liverpool's interest in Benfica, and we did bring in Rafa Marquez, who worked with Benfica previously. I'm wondering, again, are those links to Araujo maybe correct on the right side? Antonio Silva was one that everybody expected to get a big move at this point, but I'm not going to claim to be an expert in Portuguese football, but I have kept an eye on the starting 11s, and I've seen him in and out of that Benfica team, so maybe he hasn't progressed as much as everybody would have hoped. Scout Stewart said, Craig, hope all is well. Loving the transfer window so far. Hope we can top it off with Julian Alvarez and Kirkes and hopefully a centre-back. So, I want to ask, I'm going to run a poll. Let's start this. Okay, let me just get this over here so I can actually type. Right, so I'm going to ask you, do you think we sign a striker? Because right now, again, winger's been mentioned, number 10's been mentioned. So I want to know, do you guys think that maybe Liverpool are looking away from a striker to a wide player and a number 10? So let me just put that in, put it live, and then you guys can vote away. So do you think we sign a striker? Let me know. Now, I'm not saying we don't sign a striker, we don't spend money on the forward line. We clearly are looking to spend money on the forward line. But I just can't figure out if it's going to be a wide position or a 10 as Plettenberg suggested. Because I could understand it if Liverpool looked at the market and didn't see value in some forwards. I don't think Hugo Ekitike is worth 100 million quid. Not at all. I don't think Benjamin Sesko is worth the 85 million quid that's been asked. They might get to that point, but I do think, especially for Hugo, to go from a 13 million quid player that came in to Frankfurt to all of a sudden being a 100 million quid player or an 85 million quid player, that seems too much for me. But I'm so excited. Genuinely so excited. Liz, happy match day. Did John drop his checkbook and Linda pick it up? I don't know, Liz. I don't know. But I've always said if they back the manager, I'll be happy and I'll give the credit. And I absolutely will. Hope yourself and Ian are well, by the way. Can see Wirtz playing the Bobby role. I know. It's exciting, isn't it? I could see that as well. To be fair, I could have almost seen Cunha doing that at one point, but it always felt like nobody was really making that play for Cunha. United seem to have had a free run at him. Cats, how do I say this? Cats, Piz, Chris said, if it's Kirkhead, Frimpong and Wirtz and that's it, would you class that as a great window? Kirkhead, Frimpong, Wirtz. No, we need the centre-back, mate. We do. One centre-back injury and we were in trouble this season. So I still think the centre-back is a position. But I take it after that. I would, because look at midfield. I'm unsure what he wants to do with Bajcetic, so he has to be considered an option. We also know McConnell's done really well when he's been given opportunities. We know Trainioni is coming through. So, again, a lot of this will depend on what the manager's thoughts are about the immediate future, but my goodness, it's looking good. So, Arne Slot, speaking about Dominic Szoboszlai starting as a deeper midfielder tonight, said he's playing as an 8 with Ryan as a 6, with Harvey a bit more forward. I think Dom sees his best position as an 8. With Florian Wirtz just ahead of him? Potentially. What are we saying? Braden said, do you think we go back to the box midfield like we almost ran against Villa and City in February with the 2 false 10s with the rumours of Wirtz? It could 100% be a possibility, mate. Absolutely. And that's why I was asking the question in the poll. Like, I'm starting to wonder, are we even looking at 9s, really? Vlad said, I hope Slot goes for a false 9 system next season, as it's fun to watch and very offensive. Minded given our new attacking fullback signings. Yeah, again, leaning into our friend a minute ago talking about that box midfield. Benjamin said, as a Palace fan, it's going to be a party on Sunday. Well, Benjamin, firstly, mate, let me say, sincerely, congratulations. I have nothing but admiration for the Palace fans, man. They always seem like great crack. They always seem like they make your gaff absolutely bounce. Like, every time I see Selhurst Park, it looks like the stands are nearly moving because the Palace fans are that vocal. And, of course, you've got that musical section as well. And I think it's going to be incredible. You know, what do we say? Guard of honour for Guard of honour. A trade-off. One for us for the league, one for you for the FA Cup. And then we can all come to the halfway line and laugh at Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta. Deal? Sounds good? Chiesa starts, shocked but over the moon, said Jack Nicol. Yeah, I'm buzzing, mate, that he's starting. Genuinely buzzing. Can't wait to see him play. It makes the game tonight that I wasn't really sure what to expect far more interesting now. We get a good look at Federico. Would you buy Pulisic for 50 million? No. Now, I would have loved Christian Pulisic 3-4 years ago. When he was at Dortmund, I really wanted Liverpool to sign Christian Pulisic for a whole host of reasons. One, I thought it would have been a good bit of crossover and marketing work from FSG, obviously, for the American star player. Two, he's a pretty good footballer. But once that kind of time ticked along a bit, no, the interest kind of dried up. But he's, by all accounts, seemingly doing well with Milan. Ryan said, think we sign a striker, but not as a starter. Interesting. It's a hard one to get a read on at the minute, Ryan, isn't it? Right, we're up to 623 likes and we still have, what have we got? 37 minutes to go. So if you can, folks, do hit that like button for me. Right. Sorry, I was just checking the colour tones on the screen to make sure everything's tickety-boo. And as I mentioned, Maybe you are a bit luckier than me and can actually grow a beard. And if that is the case, you need to maintain it. You need to look after it. And there are no better people in the business than our friends at Manscaped. Check out the Chairman Pro package face shaving kit featuring all the little accoutrements that you can see on the screen there now. The balms, the gel, the carry case, the charging bag, and of course, the fantastic Chairman Pro with Manscaped skin safe technology. You can get that or anything else at manscaped.com with 15% off. That's 15% off and free shipping with our code Anfield15 on any orders over $49. And thank you to our friends at Manscaped. But also, and more importantly for me, come along and see us. We are going to be in Liverpool on Sunday and next Wednesday, both at the Hot Water Comedy Club. Remaining tickets are still available with the QR code on the screen. We're also going to be in Cork in August, and our link tree in the description has all of our show dates on it, all of our social media on it as well, and we hope to see you at one of those events. Right, what else we got? Patrick said, hope you're doing great, Craig. He'd be quite happy with João Pedro, in my opinion. He has similarities to Bobby. Yeah, the João Pedro one has always been one that interested me, but never at the original asking price. So when we first started talking about João Pedro quite a while back, there was genuinely talk coming out of Brighton that they were looking at 100 million quid. And that's just laughable. But when I've seen reports, Patrick, over the last couple of days suggesting that Liverpool or anybody could get him at 30 million, it certainly makes it more appealing. If you're looking at the likes of a Florian Wirtz to operate in a 10, then you spend a lot less money. And I would take João Pedro and Florian Wirtz, absolutely, as a kind of package of attacking options. But we're going to have to wait and see what happens. But I think it's a good shout. Troy, slot Dom sees his best position as an 8. I know, we're all getting a little bit googly-eyed about that possibility. Looking at a potential Liverpool 11 for next season. Alisson, Frimpong, Kanade, Virgil, Kirkes, Gravenberch, Soboslai, McAllister, Wirtz, Salah, Diaz. Whew. And then you still have the option of Bradley in there as well as potential right back. Gakpo in there as a potential. There he is, tonight's captain, the great man, Mohamed Salah, running out with the Amex now. 400th appearance up for the Reds tonight for Mo. I was preparing some of my notes for our live show in Liverpool next weekend. I was going through the records that Mohamed Salah has broken. And genuinely, I had to stop writing them out because I thought I'd just be there on stage for like reading a phone book. There was that many of them. So, I mean, what a player. What a man. Proper leadership. Him, Virgil, want to stay here, want to be part of it. Nice. No running off to Real Madrid for those gents. Fitz said, Al Hilal gunning for Osimhen, talks ongoing. Good. I don't want them at Liverpool. I've said this for a long time. Never, ever thought that was a good fit. Never thought it was possible, to be honest with you, either. But that would be interesting, yeah. Look, it would make sense. He's probably going to get offered a loaded dough over there. I always thought he'd end up at Chelsea, though, if I'm being really honest. I thought I could see Victor Osimhen in a Chelsea shirt. Because they are looking like they're getting rid of Nkunku. Some reports that Bayern Munich are looking at Christopher Nkunku, but definitely going to be leaving Chelsea this summer. If I'm not mistaken, he wasn't even in the squad for the last game, but if I'm wrong on that, I apologise. What are your thoughts on Elliot Anderson as a 10? His name's not Florian, so no. For us, look, I don't know much about Anderson. I haven't watched all that much of him, but for me right now, it's Wirtz or Cherky. That's the two that would get me more excited. A huge difference in price tags, evaluations, and maybe even levels there. But we ran a poll on the channel last night, and everybody seemed way more excited about the idea of a Ryan Cherky than, let's say, a Xavi Simons. Which surprised me because I thought more people would have been open to the Simons stuff. But Cherky is the name that... and I think the fact Cherky really wants to come and play for Liverpool, like you can read many articles and they've said that his desired move would be to Liverpool. Spurs in that mix as well for Cherky, but we're going to have to wait and see. Once we get the nod on what's happening with Wirtz, I think the rest will start to become clearer. Emor, Ragav, how are you, my friend? Always lovely to see you in. So glad to see Finally, Chiesa getting a start. Lad deserves starts in the last couple of games. Hope he scores for confidence. Any news on Canade? No, not from me. And, I'd love to be on here talking about a positive update on Canade. I really, really would. But as of right now, I don't know what's going on there. We have to resolve it one way or the other, though, over the next few weeks, because you can't let him go into the season or into the summer not knowing if we need to replace one or we need to bring in two centre backs. So no, mate, nothing for me. But as soon as I do know something, or as soon as something's posted, we'll talk about it. Michael said, "What's your prediction for tonight's game?" Oh God, I don't know. Alka-Seltzers and paracetamol all around. I've no idea what to expect. Did the lads even remember what a football is after the week of partying? So no clue. A Chiesa goal. Let's go with that. And a Salah assist. So that's the guess. I've stuck my usual fiver on a Van Dijk header, and he's not playing, so that's gone out the window. But yeah, one way or the other, just looking forward to seeing the lads on the pitch again. Would it shock you if the Real Madrid player starts at the weekend? 100% it would. Again, I think Arne's already said that Bradley will be starting the remaining games. So, yeah, it would absolutely shock me. I think they're going to announce him next week, according to some reports today as well. So, even today on a day like that, his name has to be in and around and mentioned again. And then we had the whole summer of 66 crap over the last few days and all that stuff. Then we had his cousin calling people poor on social media and liking posts from people calling Liverpool fans victims. I'm honestly just fed up of it all, and him and the whole drama around it. I want to just get back to talking about and enjoying the lads who want to be here. I've always said I will always look back and appreciate the service that Real Madrid's right back gave to the club. But while he's still playing football, he's now the enemy. That's the way I look at it. When careers are over, maybe my view softens on this one a little bit, and I'm absolutely open to everybody looking at this differently. But for me, too much drama around him, too much attention. Forget it. Let's concentrate on the good stuff and the lads who want to be here. Matthew, did I miss your membership chat, bro? Sorry. So many messages coming up. There it is. Would you rather sign Alvarez or Wirtz for 100 million? So, I guess I have to answer the question by saying it would depend what the manager wants. If you need a centre forward, Alvarez. But if you want somebody to operate as a false nine, well, Alvarez could do that, but I think Wirtz has more of way of creativity. So either one, and I'm a happy bunny. So, but who would I prefer? Hand on heart? I probably just edged Alvarez still. I've always looked at Julian Alvarez and felt like he'd be ideal and perfect in our system. But I'm talking 51%, 49% there. Like, I'd be over the moon with either. How happy are you for Frimpong? So it was one of those things, Logan, that the more I thought about it, the more excited I became about it. Once knowing that Bradley's going to get his chance, that's important to me because I think he deserves it. I do think this gives us options. So when Mohamed Salah's off of the AFCON, just as an example, we now know Frimpong could play in that advanced position if we need him to. If we're in a game and the manager wants a different look or a different style from the right side, again, we can swap it up between Bradley and Frimpong. So excited about it, excited about how excited he is at coming to the club, and excited that the manager's getting a player he wanted. And I'm also really happy and proud of the club for the way that they've made this move very quickly after the whole Madrid situation. Out with the ding dong and in with the Frimpong, says Wesley. Now you've got me thinking ding ding dong, ding a ding 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 dong, keep the heads ringing. Now you've got that Dr. Dre song back in my head again. Is there animosity towards Madrid or just Trent? Oh, well, I hate Madrid full stop, mate. I grew up and my two clubs have always been Liverpool and Barcelona, like I've mentioned many times. Now, my fandom of Barcelona is very, very much diluted compared to that of Liverpool. So I've always grown up thinking of Madrid as the Manchester United of my Spanish allegiance, shall we say. So for me, look, I hate Madrid. I hate everything about them. But I have to be honest and say I haven't really appreciated and liked the way Barcelona have conducted themselves over the past 5 or so years either, with the treatment of some players and that. So I don't like them one bit, mate. You know, my first ever football jersey was a Barcelona shirt that my dad bought me when I was a kid. And then on my own 8th birthday, he asked me what I wanted, and I got my grey candy Liverpool shirt. And that was it for me. You know, that Arsenal game where we lost 2-0, they won the league title. That was the game that made me fall in love with Liverpool as a kid. I don't have brothers and sisters. I didn't have a club pushed on me as a child. I just I found my own way to support Liverpool. Did you see the smile on Fabian Herzer being asked about Joe Pedro? No, I didn't. Still freaks me out looking at him thinking he's a coach, so young and all. Was it St. Pauli? Was that the club that he was at before that he got promoted up or that he did really well with? It just speaks to Brighton's cleverness in the way that they operate. They've done it. Tony Bloom's done a fantastic job there, and he's been a very interesting coach to watch this season. But now I didn't see his little smirk, but I guess we'll see soon enough. Does Frimpong play ping pong? I was trying to think of another rhyme, mate, and I bottled it. Sorry. I would imagine he does, yeah. I'd imagine he does. But, you know, never mind ping pong. It's all paddle tennis these days, mate. Have you not got the memo? Come on now. It's all paddle tennis these days. Sorry, just got to send a quick message. Right, what have we got here? Okie dokie. Okay, cool. Chiesa must have become a Dutch citizen. He must have. Something must have happened. Also, I love that Frimpong helps us with the whole homegrown quota thing as well because he came through City's academy. Sorry, I'm just messaging the guy that owns the hot water at the moment. Sorry about that. Right, who wins the Ballon d'Or? Me? Seems fair, right? I deserve it as much as Vinicius Jr. deserved it. And he didn't get it. So, we can both. I'm refusing to go to the Ballon d'Or ceremony next year, along with Vinicius Jr., just, in solidarity, because I am absolutely shocked that I wasn't put up for the Yashin Award or the Ballon d'Or. It's an absolute travesty. How many goals have I conceded this season? None. All season, none. And show me another goalkeeper in world football who's conceded 0 over the year and isn't up for the Ballon d'Or. It's a travesty, quite frankly. So, I don't know. Is Yamal too young to win it? Probably. Dembele, maybe. I don't know. It feels a weird year for the Ballon d'Or, in all honesty, so I've no idea. Just give it to Mo, and then we can be done with it. How many have I scored? Same amount as I've conceded. None. But I'm not a playmaker. I'm an enfatzer instead of an enforcer. I don't know. Don't make me think about it. Craig for the Golden Glove, exactly. Do you know what I mean? No goals conceded. It speaks for itself. Surely Edwards wouldn't let Vert's news leak out without some concrete from the player. but really want to get excited. Well, to be fair, Harry, the reporting has been a lot around they expect him to stay in Germany. So I've always tried to be really fair as well when I've been talking about that. I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth or anything. It always has been a lot of reports from the English side that have said the thought process was that he may stay in Germany, but if he doesn't, we're there. It has gotten a bit more ballsy over the last 24 or 48 hours, but again, think about it this way. Leverkusen aren't going to want to strengthen Bayern Munich. Leverkusen aren't going to want to see a player play against them that used to play for them. So in their scenario, it makes more sense to get him out of the Bundesliga and over to a different league. So hopefully he tunes in this weekend and sees the parade on the Monday, and the bank holiday Monday, and sees the city of Liverpool coming out to celebrate that title and thinks, yep, I want a bit of that. Hopefully he does. He's very welcome to come along to our live show at the Hot Water Comedy Club, by the way. If you want, Florian, I can sort you out a ticket or two, mate. No problem. Come along and join us. I'm sure Pop World are happy to welcome you in there as well. They've already offered free admission to Frimpong, and they've banned Real Madrid's right back. Do you think Tsimikas, Elliott, Jota, Kwanzaa are near the last games for Liverpool? I wonder what Gomez's future is going to be like. So Costas, yes, I do think he gets sold. Elliott, I hope not, but I don't know. We'll wait and see. There's openly conversations about what the asking price is going to be, and when that's the case, you kind of fear, well, maybe he may move on. Kwanzaa, again, it might come down to, do we get a new deal for Canade? Can we bring in enough centre-backs over the window? And again, what numbers are on offer? But not out of the possibility that he gets sold. Could this be near their last games for Liverpool? Yeah, well, look, it would make sense if maybe they get sold, that it could be. And thank you, as always, my man, for your support. Right, where are we at? 134 likes to go, folks, if you can, with 20 minutes to go to kick off. Do you score in the bedroom? I'm a man, let's just say pre-assist. That's, if I was to describe that area of my game, I'd say I'm more of a pre-assist merchant than than the man who runs off with the glory. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, that's the fairest way I think I can be about it, my man. My expected orgasms would probably be, okay, but my distance covered stats wouldn't be very impressive. Let's put it that way. You wouldn't be seeing me breaking any records for the levels of fitness or distance covered, stuff like that. My metrics would be lower in that. Paro said, Craig, remember this. Chiesa will score. I hope he does, right? I better get my stream deck ready, actually, for the watch-along. Let me just check the clock's working. Yeah, we're good to go. Right, so, ladies and gentlemen, again, last shout. We are going to be in Liverpool on Sunday and next Wednesday for our 2 end-of-season shows. You can come join us for the last day of the season title celebration party, or come and see us on the 28th with myself, Connor, Chris, Jack, Steve, and Chris. Myself, Connor, Chris, Jack, Steve, all together for one night only. And again, thank you to everyone who's got their tickets and is coming along to see us. I'm going to be a bumbling, rambling mess at the live shows because I'm just going to have a million things on my mind that I want to talk about. So, yeah, you're not going to have to help me. And look, our live shows are always audience participation. I look at them like town halls where we just come on, have a chat. Don't be expecting to come in and me to do any work. That shit ain't happening. You're there to work. So we'll all be working together. The house lights will be up and we'll all be having a chat. That's the way we do our shows. We've got musical acts as well on both nights, so they're going to be getting the place jumping before we come on. So hope you can come along and have some fun with us. Liverpool lad, how are you, my friend? So we have a great lineup today. I'm going 2-1. Come on, you Reds. Appreciate you, my man. Appreciate you. Michael Dunstan said, what's the score prediction? I went 2-2 in my preview, and I'm probably going to stick with 2-2. I think we're not a million miles away from that. these end of season games are really tough to predict because one, you don't know how strong the team's going to be, and two, it could be 5-all. It feels like there won't be too much tactical nous on display here today. It should be just a good, enjoyable 90 minutes, hopefully. Will I be on the bevies? No, not for these shows because I'll have to drive. So maybe for the one on the Wednesday, I might have a few drinks because my wife will be there and she'll be able to drive the hire car. But on the Sunday show, I can't have a few drinks because we have to drive back to Wigan because that's where our hotel is. That's the closest we could get to Liverpool. So yeah, there'll be no drinking for me on the Saturday or Sunday show, but possibly on the Wednesday. Yeah, I want to have a few drinks on the Wednesday. So but I don't know. My problem is if I have 3 drinks at this point, I'm probably anyone's. Do you know what I mean? I don't drink very often, so 3 bottles of Corona and who knows? I could be naked on the stage at that point. So yeah, a bit worried as well about that. Don't know what to expect. I know I'm a lightweight these days in the old drinking games. You've been given driving duties. Not been given them. It's just myself and Connor going across for the Sunday show. And, because flights were incredibly expensive. We had to book our hotel in Wigan. So, yeah, and it's not like I can get a cab or anything like that. I've got to drive back to Wigan because we're flying home at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. the next morning. So, busy. But you know what, man? Look, just to be there, part of the celebrations in the city on that last day of the season, I'm over the moon. I'm so excited. How far is Liverpool from Wigan? It's about a 45-minute drive. That's the closest we could get. We have a place sorted out for the Wednesday show. We rented a house, but yeah, for that one, that was the only thing we could get. We couldn't afford the hotels in and around the city because they were just crazy expensive. Dave said, Craig, come for a drink with me. On the Wednesday, Dave, genuinely, yes. Sabrina's going to be there and she'll be on driving duties. So, absolutely, on the Wednesday, we can have a bevy. Stanil said, if we sign Wirtz or Cherky, that's Elliot done. FSG will only sign if there's an outgoing. I believe Elliot may go. And look, I say that with a really heavy heart because I don't want him to go. I'm a huge Harvey Elliott fan, but, if he's not going to get the minutes, then, the kid deserves to go and play football. Maliki, Frimpong to play right midfield, Salah to play up top, but drift to the left with Wirtz to then play down the middle, virtually becoming a 3-4-3. It's so exciting, isn't it, Maliki, the options that we'd have. Yeah. One sec. Sorry, folks, 1 second. Sorry, just some really important messages I had to send back across. Apologies. Right, what have we got here? Yes. Okay, gutted. I can't watch the game because I've worked from 3 p.m. to 1:30, said Arne. Good evening, everyone. Predicting a 2-1 win, said Karen. Right, let's check back in on some other chat as well. Let's keep going. Chiesa to play the number 9 role next season, said Steve Gildee. We did ask you, do you think we sign a striker? 75% of you guys said yes, which is interesting considering, the links to Wirtz and some wide players. Okay, 1 second. Just have to. Okay. Sorry. Again, just messaging on some really important stuff. Really sorry. Okay. Sweet. Okay. Sorry, folks. Can you run through the teams subs can see at my phone? Yes, Dave. Of course, mate. No problem. Right, let me run through the lineups for you, Paul. 1 second. Or not Paul, sorry, Dave. Right, so we'll start off with the Brighton side. It's for Bruggen, Wiefer, Van Heck, Webster, Estupinan, Baleba, Iari, Minta, Gruda, Adingra, and Welbeck. For Liverpool, starting 11, Allison, Conor Bradley at right back, Costas at left back, Kanade and Kwanzaa are the centre backs today. Soboslai, Gravenberch, and Elliott in midfield, Salah, Chiesa, and Gakpo up top. The bench today for Liverpool is as follows: Kelleher, Gomez, Endo, Van Dijk, Diaz, Nunez, Jones, Robertson, and Real Madrid's right back. Right, what's this one? So, Chris Bascom has just said Liverpool are the most realistic option for Florian Wirtz should he snub Bayern. Liverpool have also been kept informed and are prepared to move for him. So there we go. Looking very likely that we are certainly in that mix. Right, we've got over 1,000 likes. We've 10 minutes to go to kick-off. Keep the questions coming in. Where is Macca? Given the day off, I would imagine. I wouldn't be stressing about Macca, lads, honestly. If there was something on this game or something was different, maybe things might be different. But like Virgil's on the bench even. So I wouldn't worry about McAllister not being in and around it. I would say it's nothing nefarious. Although I'm sure the manager's going to be asked about it. And when we get an answer, I promise I will bring it to you. Right. Austin said, anybody in the chat planning to go to Liverpool from the parade from London, hit me up for a train ticket. I got for myself, but unfortunately I'll be working that day. There you go. Isaiah James said, would you rather take Baleba or Wharton? Wharton. Always like the homegrown quota where possible. So I'd say Wharton. I love Carlos Baleba is an incredibly good player, but I would say Wharton in that scenario. Oh, and there's one more I missed that I want to scroll back up to. Malachy said Frimpong's play right midfield, Sad's play up top, but drift wide. I've already done that one actually. There was another one I've missed somewhere here. There was one I missed from Sunil. Where was that message? Ah, there it is. If we sign Wirtz or Cherky, that's Elliott done. FSU will only sign if there's an outgoing. Corbin, lovely to see you in, bro. Wirtz may happen. Quietly excited. I am quietly excited would be an understatement of how I'm feeling about the prospect of Wirtz. Oh, seen a post that made me feel really happy in a very shithousey kind of way. And it was from a Manchester City fan account. Let me read you out this post and see if it makes you feel as good as it makes me feel. So the post was City Zone posting, very worrying times at this club. It's great, isn't it? More of that, please. Very worrying times indeed. And that's without the charges even coming up. So yes, Pep United and their band of merry men at the Etihad. It's should be worrying times. It's about bloody time. I feel like City's era of dominance is over. And if we get Wirtz, that will even increase that. I've not been as blown away at Manchester City's business in recent years. It doesn't seem to be anywhere near on par with the business that they did building up that team initially. And it was always going to be a very, very tough task for them to replace Kevin De Bruyne. And I could see where they looked at Wirtz. They looked at Szoboszlai as well before he came to Liverpool. And now Morgan Gibbs-White is the name being mentioned. So, according to This Is Anfield, Maka and Jota have been given the day off. So there we go. VVD being on the bench, his 69-game streak of starting every Premier League game's come to an end. The armband goes to Mo as well today. So there you go. Nothing untoward to worry about there. What's this one that's just been sent in to me? Okay, yeah, cool. Emor Ragev, how are you, sir? Again, appreciate all your support, my man. Craig, if we get Kirkes, Wirtz, Cherky, Alvarez, Akitika, Sesko, a CDM like Wharton, and a centre-back, I think John finally answered your question from 2023, where's the money? Yeah, look, I'll happily make a t-shirt that said John found his wallet if these players get brought in, mate. And look, to be fair, it's looking really positive. It's looking like we are set up for a very promising window. And as a Liverpool fan, that's all I've wanted. So, you know, I've always said this. I don't have any want or desire to just call out people or to complain. I don't. I'm a pretty jovial fella. Like, I just call it as I see it. And if they spend the money, I'll be on here praising them for it. Like I've always said, that's all I've wanted. The manager to be backed and us not to go into a season feeling like once again we've left ourselves short. And if we do that and we get the players in, well then all aboard. HMS Pistol League again. Right. Tom, how are we, Tom? Tom is going to be joining us as well. He's going to try and make it up. He's going to the game the last day. Tom used to be part of our Talk of the Terrace podcast back in the very, very day. And Tom is going to come up and join us for this when he's coming up from London. And we're going to get to meet Tom after the show as well. So I can't wait to see you, Tom. And again, thanks for reaching out, mate. Always a pleasure to hear from you. And really, really excited to say hello to you once again, my man. So, yeah, enjoy the game that day and then make your way over to the hot water, bro. And we'll have a proper chat and a bit of a catch-up. King 7th said, is your confidence in us signing Wirtz increased? I don't think it will increase until we hear that he's willing to leave Germany. At the minute, if I'm being really honest, I'm excited about it, but I'm not letting myself feel it's going to happen yet because of how long that interest from Bayern has been there and how confident Bayern have been around it. So I feel like we deserve to be optimistic about it, but I am letting myself believe, yeah. I don't want another Caicedo situation where my heart gets broken because my God, mate, that one nearly broke me. So yeah, be upbeat about it, but if you hear that he's leaning towards leaving Germany, then get really excited about it. Do you think Frimpong will be at the game? The Palace game, perhaps. Maybe. Be interesting if he was. I don't know. Right. The lads are walking out onto the Amex pitch right now, ladies and gentlemen. We have 3 minutes to go till kickoff. Brighton and the Amex giving Liverpool a guard of honour. Class acts. Nothing but respect for Brighton as a football club anyway. And yes, the champions are in town. And the travelling cop looking absolutely delighted as always. And fair play to Brighton and their fans on that guard of honour and the warm welcome. Right, ladies and gents, before we get underway, a reminder that tonight and every match day we've been brought to you thanks to our incredible sponsors, Manscaped. Check out the Beard and Balls bundle featuring the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra with Manscaped skin-safe technology. Unlike me, it's got a battery that lasts 90 minutes. It also features the brightest ever LED spotlight and it is waterproof. The Beard Hedger Pro is, again, designed for all you bearded kings out there to keep your beard game looking legit. You can get yourself 15% off. That's 15% off and free shipping store-wide at manscaped.com with a code Anfield15. And again, thank you so much to Manscaped for the support over the years. Right, nearly time for the game. The game that I definitely didn't forget yesterday was happening. Have to listen to Neville again. Do you know what? Just sync up to our commentary. We'll keep you up to date. Never mind Neville. Who wants to listen to Neville? They even had to send Neville to interview Salah, didn't they? They couldn't send Carragher now. Have to send Neville down to interview Mohamed Salah. I feel like sometimes I genuinely feel like Sky are trolling us. I went on there today thinking, oh, I'll go have a look on Sky, see if there's much news about Wirtz on there, and it's just United. When will we get a Frimpong announcement? I would imagine soon. Certainly, they're figuring out the stuff at Leverkusen to the best of my understanding and how that structured release clause is going to be sorted out. But I honestly, I don't think there's going to be much more of a delay, so it should be soon enough. Right. Let's go through the starting 11s again really quickly, folks, before we get underway, just so we know who is taken to the field tonight. Where are we? Where are we going? There we go. So, for Brighton, it is Verbruggen, Wiefer, Van Heck, Webster, Estupinan, Baleba, Ayari, Minta, Gruda, Adingra, and Welbeck. For Liverpool, Alisson, Conor Bradley, Costas, Kanade, and Kwanzaa. Midfield, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and Elliott. Then Salah, Chiesa, and Gakpo. And a reminder, Szoboszlai is playing in the 8 today, as confirmed by the manager. And also, Mohamed Salah, on his 400th appearance, will be the Liverpool captain. Sorry I'm unable to go. Broke my ankle. I'm sorry to hear that, Star Girl. I hope you're okay. Sending my best wishes to you and your dad as always. And yeah, hope you're okay and hope you recover fast. Right, folks, sit back, relax, and enjoy the Reds' second to last game of the season. As always, we're going to take you through it. We'll have our match reaction, player ratings video coming up as well after the game. If you would like to submit your player ratings to be part of the video, as we do average out your scores, you will see a link in the match reaction to do that. And of course, you'll be able to vote for your man of the match as well. Right. Let's get cracking. Mohamed Salah, 400 appearances, 244 goals, 110 assists, and 7 trophies at his time at Liverpool. I am going to enjoy this one. Right, Reds are going to be playing from right to left in the first half. And who knows what to expect with this game. Right, we are underway, ladies and gentlemen. The ball goes back to Kanade, who of course does the decent thing and launches the ball long out left side. Brighton win the first header, but it's recycled down Liverpool to Costas. Jarell Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa operating the left side of the back four today. The left side of the centre-backs, I should say. Colzer said Chiesa, first goal scorer, 10-1, 20 quid on it. Woo! Milky Bars are on you. If that one comes in, mate, Milky Bars are on you. Right, Szoboszlai carries it forward for Liverpool into the left channel now to Cody Gakpo. Gakpo cuts inside. Strike! Ooh, drags it just wide. So again, Liverpool attacking quickly. Ball played out left side to Cody Gakpo. Drifts in onto his right foot. Runs across the edge of the 18-yard box. Forced a little bit, probably more central than he'd want. Then he tries the curler into the far post, but just can't pick out the right side of the post and it drifts about a yard wide. But bright start there from the Reds. And I will sync up with you guys now in a few seconds. Right, when we get to 1 minute 30, we'll sync up. Alright, where are we at? We are yep, we are at 1 minute 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. Right, Verbruggen with the ball at his feet, rolls it out to Van Heck. He's under pressure from Chiesa. Elliott certainly is playing right in there behind Federico Chiesa. You can see how close he is to the front three. Bright now in possession. Tried to go down the right-hand side. Elliott, steps in, wins it back though. Miss-kicks it and it falls to a Brighton player. Brighton trying to go down our right-hand side. Block from Jarell Quansah, who stepped across to help out, and it'll be a Brighton throw-in near the halfway line. Oh, when the Reds go marching in. Oh, when the Reds go marching in. I want to be in that number. Oh, when the Reds go marching in. Somebody say champions. Campione, campione, ole, ole, ole. Salah now, wide right, drifts in. Assists, Mo. Assists are the name of the game today, Mo. Hopefully last game of the season, Palace just allow us 4 or 5 assists for Mohamed Salah to smash some more records. Canade. Out to Liverpool's new right back, Conor Bradley, with a new deal as well. It's going to be really interesting to see what way Arne Slot utilises Bradley and Jeremy Frimpong next season. I mean, what a set of options he has there now on that side. Ouch. Ruben Amorim has a worse record in the Premier League than Paul Jewell, the manager who took Derby County down with the worst points total in history. Amorim's averaging 0.92 points per game. Paul Jewell 0.94. Whew. But madly, they could still get in the Champions League. Jeff, how are you, my man? Said, I'd like to meet you in person, but due to mental health, I've been a prisoner in my own home for the last 15 years. I know you understand, and I genuinely love you. Jeff, anytime you can or are able to, if things improve for you, which I hope they do, it would be my pleasure, sir, to meet you. Even if it's for a coffee at some point in the future. You have been a viewer in the channel, mate, for many, many, many years. And I totally understand, you know, my own agoraphobia at one point when I was about 23, 24. I didn't leave the house, couldn't even go to the steps outside the apartment I was living in without having a panic attack. I feel you, my man, and I hope there are brighter days ahead for you. And you know we're here. You know we're here for you, mate. If you want to chat, you want to vent, you know where we are. Always here for you, my friend. Always. That's what I love about our community, by the way. You know, wherever we are in the world, you can turn on your computer, your phone, whatever, we can come together and have a chat. Honestly, don't know if I mentally would have survived the whole COVID era without having you guys each night to come and have a chat with. It massively helped to have that human connection outside of your family. Right, free kick. Soboslai over it. It's wide right. He overhits it. Tries to put one to the far post, looking for a late run from Chiesa, but it's overhit and it goes behind for a goal kick. Yeah, certainly starting with a bit more energy today than I was expecting after the partying. There's Jimmy Milner, absolute legend of a man. How is it that man just looks chiseled always? Just never looks out of shape, even at, what is he now, 107? And you know, always be grateful that we got to have James Milner at the club for those years. An absolute legend to modern football. And still, by the way, maybe going another season with Brighton. Looks like a new contract could be on the table. Verbruggen. Ball at his feet. Goes out left side. Feel free to let me know your thoughts, by the way, folks, around the Champions League places. Very interesting battle for those last couple of places. Who do we think gets them? Quansah now. De Costas. Back to Quansah. Across the Ibu. Gravenberch. Conor Bradley. He tries to cut inside, but is dispossessed. Brighton now. Bit of space in midfield. They're trying to move it from left to right. Dominic Szoboszlai does well, tracks across and forces them backwards. Yes, Liverpool's pressure eventually tells, and Brighton give it away, and then we give it right back to them. It's been a bit messy here at the minute. Both sides kind of making a, how do I say this, a very shaky start. Definitely doesn't feel like they're fully focused in on the game. Yeah, some very error-strewn passing. 7 minutes gone and still no real goal mouth action to speak of. Good ball. In behind Costas now. Brighton. Bodies into the penalty area. Oh, thankfully Bradley's there to clear it for Liverpool to back post. Gakpo heads it. Chiesa now, he's dispossessed. Brighton win it back outside Liverpool penalty area. That looked like either the worst dive in history or a foul. I can't figure it out yet. It looked like a dive. Salah now, the other end. He shoots straight at Verbruggen. Let's have a look at this. That's a penalty. To me, that's a penalty. To me, it looked like Gravenberch caught him. If I'm being really honest, it looked like Gravenberch's trailing leg caught him. Caught Gruda. Did seem like a delayed reaction, but looking at that trailing leg, it did feel like it caught him, but no sign so far of the referee looking towards the monitor. I'm just keeping my eyes firmly fixed on the referee here because the ball hasn't gone out of play yet since the incident. Bradley now, right hand side, goes in, past his man, still Bradley, pulls it back, 1-0 Liverpool. And the ref is immediately gone to his ear. I'm hoping this is 1-0 Liverpool and a Harvey Elliott goal. The Reds are certainly celebrating. My eyes, I'm firmly waiting for the referee here, but as it sits, it's 1-0 to the Reds and Harvey Elliott gets on the score sheet, which I'm absolutely buzzing about. Liverpool work the ball. He's onside. Squared all the way out wide to Salah. He cushions it inside to Bradley. Bradley nutmegs his man, then gets to the byline and pulls it back to Elliott, who's making a late run. There's no offside concerns or anything about this one, folks. Salah was definitely onside. The centre-back was playing him on. Bradley then, 2 lovely little bits of play, right into the path of Elliott, who scores. That's some really good football from Conor Bradley. Waited and waited till the right moment, then squared the ball back to Harvey Elliott. What a moment for Elliott as well. Absolutely buzzing. Goal stands are back underway. No penalty concerns or anything like that. So 1-0 to the Reds. Delighted for Elliott, and what a bit of play as well from Conor Bradley. Heading to Liverpool on the 26th. Can't wait. Nice. Enjoy. Deacon Wood. Enjoy. Jack said, somebody say 9 points in 5 months. Let's all laugh at United. So what did the commentary say on the pen incident, by the way, folks? Because obviously I watched the games in silence, so I don't know what the comms said, but glad there was no penalty given and glad it's 1-0 to Liverpool. And even more glad that Harvey Elliott's on the score sheet. There we go. 1-0. Bradley with the assist. Mohamed Salah with the pre-assist. Bright now on the attack. Ball looping over. Oof. Took a little deflection. It was looping over Alisson Becker, who went backpedaling, but thankfully it dropped on the roof of the net. We may have gotten away with one there, said Marty. I was just, again, I've no way of knowing what comms are saying or if they're hearing what the VAR room was saying to them, but initially I thought it was a dive, but when you look at it, it did feel like there was a small bit of connection there, but thankfully VAR weren't interested. Strike from distance there from Brighton, from a Estupiñán, but it goes high wide and not very handsome. He delayed going down, says has his keeper's diaries. Yeah, here's the incident now. Let's have a look. Did he though? He didn't even take another step before he went down. I don't know. I'm glad there's nothing on this game. But I have to say, if that was us in the other penalty area, I'd be a liar if I told you I wouldn't be sitting here screaming for a penalty. But either way, if nothing else, though, the fume from the Arsenal fans is going to be hilarious about it. Be like, see, PGMOL title, told you. No, lads, just the Reds being mustard. I'm so happy for Elliott and Bradley, though. Chiesa now. Go on, Federico, go on. Oh, Harvey, you needed one more little pass, mate. One more little pass. Brighton now in possession. Space right-hand side. They're attacking. Liverpool have 6 men back. Brighton 4 men forwards. Ball reversed inside, and there he is. Conor Bradley defending as well. There's only one Conor Bradley. One Conor Bradley. Alan Smith on the Sky Sports said he certainly catches him fairly heavily on the knee, but the fact that the fall was heavily delayed, that goes against him. Understand the call on delayed, but he hadn't even taken one more step before he went down. Look, I'm glad it wasn't given, but I'd be a liar if I told you I wouldn't be screaming for it at the other end. Schmunga said, May is Mental Health Month. Craig, you're an inspiration to anybody who thinks their worst will always be that. Proud to be part of this community. Thank you, my man. Look, mental health is so important to me, and speaking about it, as you know, it's an ongoing thing that I'm going to have to be aware of for the rest of my life, and I may need on and off therapy for the rest of my life. And anybody out there, you know, I hope that you can see that it is always worth continuing to fight on. Every day is one day at a time. That's genuinely the way it is. So yeah, if anybody does feel like life's getting on top of them a little bit, always speak to somebody, speak to a doctor, a mental health professional. If you're in school, reach out to a teacher, a friend. It is always worth sharing how you're feeling with somebody, because it's important to speak up. You know, it's not weak to ask for help. And I know I wouldn't be able to be here without that help and without that support system. So always, anybody out there, please do stay positive. Please do try to understand that things can change in the future. I thought my life was going nowhere, and I mean nowhere. I thought I wouldn't be here at age 30. So yeah, appreciate you bringing that up, my man. I love the ad Sky are running as well around the halftime phone call to check in on someone. I think it's a great initiative. My pleasure, Stargirl, and thank you. We're glad you found our community, and it's a pleasure to have you with us. So thank you for all of your help. Allison, outside of the boot, clearance from him. Ball breaks. This just game screams of goals, by the way. It's just open attack at end to end. Bright now on the attack. Ball in, clear by Kwanzaa. Second ball. Breaks to Salah. He's dispossessed. Brighton have it back. They work it out right hand side. Costa's body position, by the way. I don't like his body position, the way he stands when he's being run at. But Brighton flicked that towards the far post, and thankfully there was nobody there. But look at the body position here of Costas. I don't like it. David said, I start watching after I saw you reacting to Arteta and Klopp fighting back in 2022. Well, I'm glad you did, my man. And thank you to everyone. I can only say thank you over and over again. I don't understand why our channel has the support it has. But I appreciate it more than you guys will ever know. 10 million views in the last month. That's ridiculous. For Bruggen. Elliott's the most advanced there at the moment. Ball played in. Bradley, the Grafenberg. Salah tries to flick it on, but there was nobody there. Ball goes out for a Brighton throw-in on the far side. Do you think Chiesa plays better than Nunez? It's hard to say because we haven't seen that much of him. In all honesty, though, like, if anybody said Darwin doesn't have the tools to make it, we'd be a liar. But it seems to be mentally with him that he's lacking in. He talks about resilience a lot, but does he show it enough on the pitch? Probably not. Mate, I'm not. I'm just a normal fella. I appreciate you saying I'm an inspiration, but I amn't. I'm just a normal fella. And that's what I want to keep making sure everybody knows. I am a normal guy with a normal family and a normal working class upbringing. And I just have a platform that I try to use in the right way where I can. Especially because, look, I look at this. I'm a dad, right? I've got 2 kids. And I see some of the social media role models these days. And there are some great ones, but there's also a load that are filling people's head with nonsense and really strange worldviews that I just don't think should be spread. So I'll always try to be honest. And if something's needs to be said, I'll try to say it. Oh, again. I tell you what, lads, this Brighton attack's coming in wave and wave. That's a foul Grafenberg brought down, but this game feels like it could be 3-all, 4-all, 10-8. Who knows? Always, Liz. Always try. Always try. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate you, my man. Yeah, look, 313,000 subscribers. Wow. How did we get here? It's nuts. I wonder if at any point we get any recognition from the club at all, or are we just going to be Baba Black Sheep forever? It feels weird. Like we've built our community and our platform with absolutely zero help or opportunity or publicity, and it feels really satisfying, and I feel really proud of the community that we have and the people that are here with us. Why did I miss one? Where was that? Okay, I think I did miss a super chat. Sorry, I'm playing catch up here. Where was this one? Colin. Sorry, Colin. Sorry if you've been over this, just tuning in. Is there any stated reason why no Alexis in the squad? Probably just overthinking it. Yeah, him and Jota were given it the day off. Honestly, it's that simple. Colin, we were waiting to figure that out ourselves, but they were just given the day off. Here's the 500k. I don't know, man. Do you know what, though? If you do really want to help me out, we're trying to get our clips channel to 100k to get the silver play button. We're almost halfway there. So maybe you think you're already subscribed to Anfield Agenda Clips, but if you can, anybody watching, please do just have a look, search Anfield Agenda Clips, hit that subscribe button, because I don't think we'll ever get to 1 million subscribers and get a gold play button. But if we got a silver play button for our Clips channel, that would be absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, please do if you can. Right. Goal kick, was there a double ricochet? I thought Liverpool were about to get a corner. 20 minutes on the clock at the Amex. It is Brighton and Hove Albion 0. Liverpool Football Club, champions of England, 1. That goal scored by Harvey Elliott with the assist from Conor Bradley. Karen, you're subscribed. Appreciate you, Karen. Clip channel's been flying lately. It's it's amazing when you look at the people who are watching the Clips channel and you see the subscribed versus non-subscribed. The difference is nuts. So that's why we just think people think they're probably believe they're already subscribed to it. Steve said, life's a popularity contest. Your only chance of recognition is to praise FSG. Maybe they step up and deserve it this summer. Look, I will say what I feel. If that's good, bad, or indifferent, my man, I'll always say what I feel. Chiesa, go on. Bradley. Oh, nearly 2. I wonder if Bradley was in 2 minds there. Looked like Chiesa was going to shoot. He picks the ball up edge of the box, cuts it onto his right foot, slips it across, and Bradley then side foots it, and he was kind of looked like he was caught in 2 minds. Yeah, it definitely feels like it was one of those half cross, half shots from Bradley. But he's getting into some good areas, isn't he? He really is getting into some good, dangerous areas. Thank you, Mr. Slotball. Appreciate you, my man. By the way, it's no accident that Liverpool bring in an Anfield Agenda lookalike manager and we win the league. Come on now. I should be on that bus with Arne. Jokes, by the way, jokes. Quarter of the way through this one. The Reds in the lead. Be nice to get back to winning some games of football, wouldn't it? It's been a while. Chris Baker, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. So, at our 2 live shows, by the way, I've said this loads of times, so I want to reiterate it. We're bringing over 5 mini Premier League trophies for each show. And we're bringing over the full-size Premier League trophy as well. And we're going to run a competition to see who can come up with the most creative lift of the Premier League trophy. And the best 5 are going to win themselves a mini little trophy. So if you are coming to the live show, be working on your trophy lift, because we'll bring that Premier League trophy with us. And we want creativity. Maybe if I lose some weight, maybe, Connor, maybe I could develop a bit of a Dutch accent. Free kick to Liverpool here. This may be in a shootable position. Don't know what this is from the referee, by the way. No idea what that means. Answers on a postcard, please. Jacko, always a pleasure, my man. Appreciate you, and thank you for being a member with us. Appreciate you, Jacko. Thank you. Lobster, maybe that was him just saying, he's a lobster. Right, so, Szoboszlai placing the ball down. It is in a very shootable position, but, you know, will he look to dink this to the back post, or will he pull the trigger? I'd be hitting this as a shot if I was Szoboszlai. Right, Dom, come on. Straight into the wall. Unlucky, Dom. So, first side free kick taking position still up for grabs. Brighton now trying to spring a counter. There's some space there in behind Conor Bradley. Kanade comes across to help out. Stand, boys, stand. God. Again, we're just about keeping Brighton at bay here, but they're creating plenty of chances. This is a very, very open game of football. Liverpool are the first side to score in all 19 Premier League away matches since United in the 2001-2010 season. Thank you, Ryan, for that. And Mark as well for forwarding it on to me. Thank you, Chris. Forgot to send this last super chat. Great content, Craig. Appreciate you. Enjoyable, successful year for all your viewers. Glad to be a part of it. Same again next year. Much love. Thank you, Chris. I think I've probably got 2 seasons left in me. That's certainly my thinking at the minute. I said this to you guys the other night, but initially when we booked the show on the 28th of May, the Anfield Agenda reunion show that we're doing with Connor, Chris, Jack, Steve and myself, that was supposed to be my farewell show. That was the plan initially, was to, you know, kind of bring a full circle and say goodbye to everyone at the end of that show. But mental health has improved since then, and I think maybe I have 2 more seasons left in me. Oh, again, Brighton attacking, getting in their own way, and it goes behind for a goal kick. But yeah, that was the plan, my man. And yeah, I can't believe where we've gone over the last few months. It genuinely blows my mind. I did not expect Liverpool to be winning the league this year as well. The whole thing just feels so surreal. You know, it just feels like one of the best surprises of a season in a long time. Didn't expect us to be champions this year. I probably went into every other season over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years thinking, right, we can do it this year. But this year, I didn't think it, and here we are, Premier League champions with time to spare. Corn and Pew said if we signed Wirtz, it would be hilarious if FSG had Wirtz wearing a "Where's the Money, John" t-shirt as he signs the contract. It very much would. It very much would. Could be the start of me and John becoming besties. You never know. Could just do loads of clips of me ranting, going, "Where's the money, John? Where's the money? Huh? Where's the money, John?" And then in comes Wirtz, stage left. Craig, not running down your contract to join Madrid. That's okay. I think I'm safe in that regard. Connor's promised me a pay rise as well, so all good. Brighton attacking down our right-hand side. Again, Liverpool have enough bodies back, but Brighton are committing plenty forward. Ball in. Oh, lads. Danny Welbeck was 6 to 8 inches or a mini Craig away from that one. Ball dinked in towards the back post, and Danny Welbeck gets up and heads it, but thankfully for us, the wrong side of Alisson Becker's post. Liverpool Prophet said, under Klopp, I always went into the seasons expecting to win the league. Under Slot, I was fearing for top 4. Yeah, and I think if we're being honest, a lot of us probably felt that way, which is what makes this all so much sweeter. That and the Arsenal fan meltdown and tears and the bitterness of Lego Head. It's all been incredibly enjoyable. Yes, boys, again, well done. Dom now carries it forward. Oh, then he wastes it. Going into the right channel to Salah. And then wastes it. Right, what's this one? Bayern internally maintained their confidence that Wirtz will join. Liverpool met with his parents and presented him with the project. Yeah, that seems to be the case at the minute. We're just waiting to see if he shows an indication that he would be willing to move out of Germany. You'd have to think that at least if he listened to hear what Liverpool had to say, we'd have got a chance to get a good pitch forward to him. I'll totally understand whatever Wirtz does as long as he doesn't end up at Manchester City. You know, I'd love him at Liverpool. I really, really would. But if he decides to stay in Germany with Bayern, that's understandable as well. It's good to see that we are being, what's the word I'm looking for? Ballsy in this transfer market. Alisson, Gravenberch, Bradley, unlucky, tries to let it run across his body, but just runs out of play. Brighton get on with it quickly with the throw-in. Canade wins the initial header, but Brighton win the second ball. Again, though, their attack just breaks down. Brighton have been penning us in quite a bit over the last few minutes, but so far so good. Canade, Kwanzaa, they've all been in the right positions when needed to put a block in. Oh, they're through again here, and it's 1-1. It's 1-1, and we can't say that wasn't coming, lads. Ayari with the goal. It felt like it was coming as well. I'll talk you through it in a moment, but it is 1-1. Finished wrong-footed Alisson, who hadn't even got a chance to set himself. It was past him and into the corner. So they start off inside the centre circle. Is he onside or offside? Oh no, he's on. Onside there. It's one ball over the top that cuts Canade and Kwanzaa out. Bradley tucks back inside to try and cover. Watch how simple this was. One ball over the top and Canade and Kwanzaa's line is wrong. Bradley can't get in behind in time to cover. And both our centre-backs taken out of the game there with one ball over the top. I think it's one of those I'm biting my tongue on, because if that was in a game that mattered, I'd be calling out the defensive posture there, but 1-1. We definitely need to be better, yes. We need to wake up and be better. But 1-1 as things stand now with... look, Brighton, if we're being honest, they probably deserve to be on level terms. But it's an end-of-season game. It's bangs of one that has plenty more goals in it. I'd be amazed if we don't see 4 goals plus in this game. And us dicking about at the back there gifts the ball back to Brighton and they almost score again. Alisson this time tries to dink one over, but under hits it, and then Danny Welbeck tries to take it first time and dinks it over Alisson, but miles wide and high. Wakey, wakey, boys, come on. Oh, Marvin, I agree. Or Mervyn, sorry. We've won the league, but the performances since then have been embarrassing. If you don't win a game in the final 4 games of the season, it's certainly going to feel a little bit annoying. I really got wound up by the Chelsea game, Mervyn, because I wanted us to deny them the chance of Champions League football, not roll over and get beaten 3-1. Right, again, Brighton just committing body after body forward. Costa's trying to get back into position. Good block from Connor Bradley. Well done, young man. Brighton working across left-hand side, our right-hand side. Bradley comes back in then, gets a block in to stop Brighton with what probably would have been their second. Some good pass and move football here from Brighton. Lots of energy. Runners from everywhere as well. Right, Alisson launches this one long out left side looking for Gakpo. Brighton win the first header. Second ball though, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, Elliott works it out to Salah. Salah now cuts inside and then gives it away again. Mo has been very sloppy over the last few weeks. Some positions he gets into that you would expect at least a decent sideways or reverse pass, and yeah, just runs into players' ankles and loses the ball again. Kwanzaa now. Back to Costas. Costas to Gravenberch. Inside to Chiesa. He goes back to Canade. Canade to Elliott. Game slowed down to a walking pace here for the moment. Elliott rolls it out right side to Ibrahim Canade. What would happen to Szoboszlai if we signed Wirtz? Nothing. Again, we always just think starting 11 terms as fans, but there's nothing to say we operate with maybe a false 9 and maybe we have somebody like Florian Wirtz operating in that role. Somebody mentioned it again, could be that box-to-box or box-box midfield again. Brighton have had 10 shots in this game so far, by the way. 3 on target. Liverpool, 5 shots, 2 on target. 56% possession to Brighton, 44 for the Reds. Gakpo now. Down the left side. Cuts in. There's nobody there from. So he's forced all the way back to Kwanzaa, who goes back to Alisson. Gravenberch. Elliott. Gravenberch again. Canade. on the halfway line, right-hand side, to Mohamed Salah. Back to Ryan. Kwanzaa. Again, though, nothing ahead of him, and we're forced back to our goalkeeper. Not much movement there ahead of the lads. Come on, give him an option. It's very one-paced, this. It's almost as if we've been partying for a week. The Sparky, or DK Sparky, thank you, my man. Can't wait for the cup to be lifted proud. Absolutely, my man. What a sight it's going to be. I can't wait just to watch the highlights as well of the whole parade, the city, and just see the whole city coming together celebrating. Soboslai, cross in, looking for Salah, cleared by Brighton. Elliott kind of half backed out of that challenge. And now Brighton are starting an attack down our right-hand side. Gravenberch's there with Bradley. Come on, boys. 7 to go to half-time. 1-1. Come on, boys. Van Heck now carries it forward. Everybody from Liverpool back behind the ball now. Everybody. There's been a couple of chances Elliott's had to transition us into attack and has given the ball away. This time he gets a little bit fortunate. Kwanzaa. Bradley. Ball in behind looking for Salah. Verbruggen just gets there. Christopher said, we have a duty to the other clubs needing results to be professional and try 100% to win. Imagine we needed City to beat Arsenal for 4th and we let them win. Yep. Absolutely. Steen said, Salah has been poor this half. Maybe Slot will sub him and give Chiesa a Gakpo shot. Well, Gakpo's on, obviously, but yeah, look, he has. He's been awful for the last while, to be honest with you. Gakpo now on the ball. Nope, dispossessed again. Canade to Kwanzaa. 3.5 minutes plus stoppage time left. Mohamed, Chiesa doesn't look too good in the striker position, probably because Brighton are playing too well. Look, it's never fair to try and just judge him on one game, which is kind of what we've been resorting to have to do as Liverpool fans. But yeah, we need to get him more involved in the action areas for sure. We've had a lot of joy in wide positions, but not really. He's had one chance, to be fair. He did square it across to Bradley where he could have maybe pulled the trigger, but Jesus, I'll transition quicker. Fuck's sake. The amount of times we've had a chance to move the ball and we've given it away. Gakpo now. To Elliott. To Salah. Right, here we go. There's a good chance here, boys. Get the runners right. Salah. No. Does the usual. Goes and hits it off the player's ankles every time. Cuts inside. Goes for the glory. Hits the player's ankles. Goes behind. It's been the tale of the last 4 or 5 games for Mo, unfortunately. Any bets on? The only one I had on was I had a 5 on a Van Dijk header, but he didn't play, so that'll be voided. But no, nothing else on. Wouldn't dare be betting money on these end of season games. Corner is a waste as well. Too close to Verbruggen. Absolutely, Suleiman. Absolutely. Absolutely, transfer talk. Plenty of time for it, mate. Right, Brighton on the attack now. Don't be going in behind, boys. Come on. Bradley. Canada comes across to help him out. Ball in from Brighton's blocked. I feel Wirtz is this year's Zubamendi, said Jason. Yeah, I hope it doesn't become that, mate. Or another Caicedo situation. Feels like we have to get one of these at some point, right? We can't have all these mad links and sagas and drawn on and, yeah, we were ready if. We've got to get one of them over the line at some point as a statement, and hopefully it is this one. Kwanzaa heads it down, straight to a Brighton player in the penalty area. Jesus Christ, it's like a training session. Strikes blocked, and then it goes straight to Alisson. It's like a training session out there at the minute. And I know we've won the league and all, but I do still think of the people who've paid their money to go down, travel all the way down to Brighton, and we have a duty to be better than this. Come on, boys. Since we took the lead, most of it's been Brighton. Free kick here now in a good position for Liverpool to get a cross in wide right. A stupid man with the foul. All right. Okay. I've got some news on Kirkes for half time, by the way, so remind me. Right. Come on, boys. Just before half time, a little snidey one. Go on. Nope, we go short with the free kick. Elliott goes back out. Szoboszlai. And he buries it. That'll do. That'll do. Do you know what I mean? No messing about. Straight to Szoboszlai and he sticks it top bins. 2-1 the Reds. What a strike. Honestly, I don't know if that was a shot or a cross, but it's top bins and it's 2-1 Liverpool. And Verbruggen looks like he hurt himself even going for it. Szoboszlai, obviously, celebrating the newborn baby. Or, well, I don't know if it's on the way or it's already been born, but go short with the free kick. Elliott rolls it to Szoboszlai. And it looks like a shot. It looks like a shot, and my God, what a shot. Woo! Gives another angle of it. This one's got to be the angle. Look at this. Oh, that's a shot. Even Arne Slot was surprised. Even he was head and hand shot. Nobody was expecting that, and he buries it. That'll do. Well done, Dom. Fair play. That one completely shocked me. And that's half time. The referee blows up. It is half time at the Amex. Liverpool lead by 2-1. Harvey Elliott scored one and provided the assist for the other. But I say assist, it was all about that Dominic Szoboszlai strike, and what a strike it was. Blown away by that one. That's an incredible strike. And it is 2-1 to the Reds at half time. Now, nothing to complain about, lads. All good. Well done, Dom. Maybe he needs the longer hair. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like Alice bands. I'm not a fan of them. But if he's going to be putting them in like that, you can have your hair whichever way you like, Dom. Janos said, I told you, mate, Szoboszlai is the key. Well, he certainly unlocked it there. What a strike. If you haven't seen Dom's goal, you're in for a treat. Right, so. One sec, what's this? Sorry, I'm playing catch up with Connor on something here. Right, so I did say a little bit on the situation with Kirkes, and Romano's posted to say conversations with Milos Kirkes is advanced in terms of contract. He would be happy to join Liverpool now, negotiating ongoing between Bournemouth and Liverpool on a fee. So, as you can see, that one is moving and ticking along nicely as well. Marty said Dom was getting too handsome, needed his hairband to give us a chance. Maybe we're just going back to those days where we had a few lads with Alice bands. Not a fan of them personally. I think everybody should be absolutely bald, with a beard if preferable, but bald. Should always be bald. Bald is better. This is the most aggressive I've seen us in a transfer window this early, said L70. Yep, definitely looks bright and positive, 100%. Right, so, transfer talk at half-time. Where do we start off? Let's go with the latest on Milos Kirkes for a moment, as we mentioned. This does look like it's moving along quickly now. Will they be able to get Brighton down from the £45 million valuation? That remains to be seen. I think we look at him probably about £5 million less, but he is Bournemouth's player, and hopefully we can find common ground there. So if we can get him in, we've got Frimpong already sorted out, then that's a good way through. But of course, everyone's attention and eyes are going to be focused on Germany and what is happening with Florian Wirtz. So what we do know, what has happened today, is that Manchester City have pulled out of the race. They say they think the deal's too expensive, but in all honesty, it feels as if they've just been pushed out of this race, and that it's Liverpool and Bayern Munich now going head to head. Bayern Munich feel like they are the favourites. They feel like he still wants to stay in Germany, and honestly, I don't know. They've done work for a very long time. Reports in Germany over the last few weeks have made it look as if it's just a matter of time for him to go to Bayern. But Liverpool joined this race and have joined it strong. They've met with the player, as we know. All that now we need is a word from the player on what he wants to do. And if that is to Liverpool, well, then it looks like we could even get him cheaper than Bayern Munich. That report earlier on suggested that Leverkusen are willing to take a bit less money for the player to go outside of the Bundesliga rather than strengthening a rival. Warrior said, Brighton, let Salah assist and a goal and take a point. How many does Mo need to get to the 20 assists at this point? Is it 1 or 2 he still needs? The Sparky said 300 million for Wirtz today and not going to City. So that 300 million was the entire package, including wages, and it was in euro. So I don't have a clue what the wage asking would be of Florian Wirtz. Honestly, I'd be making up a number if I said it to you. But I've always said I felt like Liverpool will be looking to get that 150 million euro price tag valuation down. And according to this report, which I will read out to you now from earlier, Leverkusen have reportedly set an asking price in the region of £126 million for Bayern Munich, while potentially accepting a reduced figure of around £84 million for clubs outside of Germany. In this case, of course, that club being Liverpool. Like Ipswich, I think we need a centre-back change, said anything and everything. I've not been impressed with the centre backs today at all, mate. I'm not really going to make a big deal about it because, it's not really a be-all and end-all game, but I'm still not convinced on Kwanzaa. I don't think I am going to be convinced by Kwanzaa. And in all honesty, I would sell him. If we renew Kanade and we were bringing in a centre-back, I'd sell Kwanzaa as well and bring in another one. Adam said, love you, Craig, but loving the result. Yes, hopefully we can finish the game off. Why am I seeing the number 2? Did I ask for a number on something or something? Am I confusing myself here, lads? Why is the number 2 in the chat? I've confused myself here now. I have a feeling Vlahovic could be on Liverpool's radar. I don't think he is. He was on Arsenal's radar, I'm wrong, but I've not seen anything new. Oh, Salah assist. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I did ask. You see, this is what I'm saying. I get so distracted by my own thoughts at times that I ask you a question and then forget that I've asked it. So, 2 assists he's needed. Oh, it felt like he was nailed on to get that as well. So, hopefully he can come up with one second half. And then last day of the season, he can pick up one as well, because I do want him to get another record. Whitehammer said, is everybody else enjoying Dom's new full-time position? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Moving out to the right there, just to play as an 8 to give Wirtz a chance to operate as a 10. I got you, Whitehammer. I got you, bro. What's this that Connor sent me? Dominic Szoboszlai with his 17th direct goal contribution this season in all competitions to put Liverpool back in front.
He's going for his walk now.
I sent you about 10 messages.
My phone was here.
It's not much use though, is it?
Dropping them down the town.
So somebody be here at all times part. Where did that go? Everything all right though? Why are they gone down?
We play pool.
Okay. So Serena, Alice band or no Alice band? What are we saying? Dominic Szoboszlai, longer hair or shorter hair? He's playing with a bit of an Alice band at the minute, and I'm not sure how I feel about it.
I don't know, I've not seen.
Come here and I'll show you. You won't even have to walk into the shop. Never mind he's sucking his thumb. His missus expecting.
Sure, he's not even wearing the Alice band, right? If you're going to wear one, you got to wear it right.
You could loan him your panda ears.
Oh, yeah.
Your panda ears headband. That'd look funny.
That would be amazing.
Ivo said, are you satisfied with Chiesa's performance? Not really. In all honesty, no. It's left me a little bit wanting, but more because I want him to do well. And I just... I don't think we've gotten him involved enough. I remember in the early exchanges in the first half, there was some opportunities from, but as the half went on, his influence on the game seems to have dissipated a little bit. So yeah, not 100% happy with the centre-backs and that, but I'm not here today to complain. I'm here today to enjoy and count down to the weekend to the title lift. Bailey said, hi Craig, love you bro, and you do a great job for the community. Thank you. Keep up the great work. You deserve the success, legend. Appreciate you. I was waiting for a but there, Bailey. I was waiting for you to do a great job for the community, but you're an asshole. But it didn't come, so I thank you, my man. Appreciate you. Matt Denny said, Wirtz tends to operate leftish, so maybe Dom's slightly right means we're not buying a striker. And that was what I asked earlier on. I said to everyone, do you think Liverpool buy a striker? And 75% said yes. But genuinely, the more I've sat here and thought about this situation, the more I feel like we may not look to sign a striker if we get a number 10 of the ilk that he wants, i.e. a Wirtz. If we brought in Wirtz, maybe it's another wide player, because that's certainly what Florian Plettenberg believes. Let me go back over this one from a while ago. So Florian Plettenberg posted to say, plans at Liverpool are in full swing. The current priorities are finding a centre-back, a left-back and a playmaker / number 10 and a winger. Left-back, Kirkes is currently top priority. Haddo's on the shortlist. Number 10, Florian Wirtz, is the desired target, and they're not willing to give up on him. So that's why I am so intrigued by it all. Jonna said, wish I could come to the live shows next week. Well, you never know. Hopefully, we can get you to one at some point. So, on those, a reminder, we are in Liverpool on Sunday and next Wednesday, Hot Water Comedy Club. So, if you'd like to come along and see us for these all-ages events, you can get your ticket priced at just £20 with the QR code on the screen or the link in the description. Also, while it is half-time, a little word again to thank our incredible sponsors, Manscaped. If you are lucky enough to be bearded like Dominic Soboslai and some of our other bearded kings, then make sure that you treat that beard with the respect it deserves, and no better performance than with the Chairman Pro Package Face Shaving Kit from our friends at Manscaped. You can get yourself 15% off. That's 15% off and free shipping on all orders over $49 at manscaped.com with our code Anfield15. I very much have beard envy and would love to be able to talk about my own beard game, but I don't have one. I can't grow a beard. 43 years of age and can't grow a beard. It's embarrassing. Adzer said, well, Craig, how's the form? I think we need a winger who can put pressure on Mo. I agree. And that's why I'm so intrigued to see how this window goes and what way Liverpool look to move in it. What's this? Liverpool has posted congratulations to Dom and his partner, so maybe they have a... Well, I knew they were expecting because I'd seen the picture before, so yes, maybe that was exactly why Dom's celebration was what it was. Aaron said, planning to come to America next season, would love to go to a live show. So, I don't know if I'll ever set foot in America again, mate, to be honest with you, after the Boston debacle. Yeah, we had the wrong visa for a Boston show, and we got refused entry into America because of that, and then got removed off the ESTA visa waiver program for life. So if I go to America in the future, I have to go to the American embassy and go through an interview process and fill out a ridiculous load of paperwork to go and get a 10-year holiday visa. So I don't know, mate. I don't know. It broke my heart, honestly, because I love going to America, and I've been 6 times to Florida with the family. Wanted to go to Boston to do a show. I planned on going back to Florida on another holiday. Was booked to go to Vegas later in the year, and we were made to feel like criminals. And it broke my heart, honestly. I've never been in trouble in my life, and that whole Department of Homeland Security stuff in the airport just made me feel heartbroken, honestly, and I know Connor feels the same. It's I don't know if I'll ever be back in America, and that's the truth. Cunha to United, as good as done, said David. No surprise there. You know, they've had a free run of them, in all honesty. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think we see Delap at Chelsea, like we've said all the way through. We think that's going to be the case. What's this one? Oh, yeah, we've got that already. Sweet. That's a good season, by the way, for Dom. 17 direct goal contributions this season in all comps. That's decent numbers that Dom's putting up. I'm sorry for you, Craig. Oh, mate, you know what? It's really annoying because other people were in America at that time doing shows and had the same stuff as us. But I was honest when I was asked. Like, they said, what's the purpose of your visit? And I said, doing a live show. And they said, what do you mean? I said, we're doing a show over there. And then they said, brought us in behind, and they made us wait for ages. And then they said, your ESTA doesn't cover you to do a live performance. And I said, but it says that we can travel or conduct business in America for 6 months. And they said, oh, yeah, that's a common problem that people get confused by, but, you know, that doesn't cover that. You have to get a performance visa, da-da-da. And then I said, okay, fair enough. And then they just said, oh, and also, you've been removed from the visa waiver program, the ESTA, for life. And we said, is there no way to appeal that? Or, nope. So, yeah, just frustrating, as I mentioned, but that's life. You move on. Joe said, do you expect other signings after them? Yes, absolutely, my man. You always want to get your business done as early in the window as possible. And I don't know what happens with Florian Wirtz. I don't know where he ends up, but I'm really excited to see what shape the squad's going to be in next season. Like, are we looking for versatile wide players or a number 10? If we don't get Verts, does the plan change again? Do we revert back to looking for a centre back or centre forward? I really don't know, but it's very intriguing, and it's one of the first times over the last 10 years I've gone into a transfer window genuinely optimistic, feeling like the owners might pony up the dough and spend some money. Right, second half about to get underway. Craig, what's the percentage of confident we get Verts? It wouldn't be fair to give you one, Sean, because it would be a complete made up number. Second half is underway. Yeah, I've got no idea, mate. You know, I think if he doesn't go to Bayern, I think the odds are probably 95%. But right now, I would feel like it's fair to say it's probably more likely he stays in Germany. But, you know, that's just because that's always been the belief with Wirtz, that he was going to remain in Germany. Right, anyway, 2-1 up. Second half's underway. We will sync up for everybody at 46 minutes. And again, thank you for being with us. If you haven't, please do hit that subscribe button. And of course, drop a like on the stream. We've got our match reaction coming up afterwards. We'll be asking you to vote for your man of the match. And of course, we have our player ratings video coming up later on as well. 2-1 up after the first half. A goal and an assist for Elliott. And of course, an assist for Connor Bradley, as well as a goal for Harvey Elliott. Right, we are coming up to 46 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 46, 10. Which year did the visa issue happen? Last year. Or was it this year? What year is it? No, it was last year. Sorry, it was last year. It was, I think it was last March. We were going to Boston for our show. I think it was March. So, last year. Little money was spent in the summer. Are we trying to register transfers before July 1st so they can sign more players in the next financial year? No, it's probably because the window opens June 1st to June 10th. So we can only sign, any club can only sign a maximum of 2 players in that window. Then it opens again properly on the 16th, all the way through to either the last day of August or the first day of September. I can't remember. I just think we're just looking to get moving and get players in as soon as possible. You know, you want to get your core business done as early as you can. And the financial year stuff, look, I'm not intelligent enough to let you know whether it's because of the financial year or not. I know we've got no PSR concerns, but I don't really... Yeah, I'm not an accountant, so I'll leave the numbers aspect to others like Mo Chatra and that to talk about, who are far better informed on it. Right, we've no action, by the way, at the minute, as there's a player down getting some treatment, so there's a break in play. How's Chiesa playing? Can't watch the game. He's not... I wouldn't say that he's playing bad. He's just not been involved too much. Not Toira said, I think Wirtz joins Bayern. Look, probably, but I can't speak for everybody else. But at this point, I'm still going to feel a bit disappointed if he does. Because we've been linked to some big players. You know, the Caicedo stuff fell through. The Zubamendi deal, we never got that over the line. The whole Bellingham saga on top of that. It definitely feels like we have to win one of these battles at some point, or we're just going to end up feeling frustrated. But on this one, I'll be a bit more understanding because of the whole German thing. Right, Brighton free kick, wide right, played in low. And a bit of an acrobatic overhead there on the edge of the penalty area. Alisson rolls the ball straight out to a Brighton player then. My God, lads, have they seen double still? And now we've given away a free kick right in the edge of our own box. All of our own making. Alisson wasn't paying attention. He rolls the ball out. We go straight to a Brighton player. And then Liverpool are on the back foot. And Gravenberch clips the heel of a Brighton player about 20 yards out. And they'll have a free kick in a very shootable position. Patrick Said next season we should give Super Mick a guard of honour for coming to Anfield. He's won the treble. Second place 3 years in a row. Feather in his cap, according to Sky. That's loser mentality to me. All I heard there is that he failed 3 years in a row. Joanna, sorry, did I miss your chat, my friend? One second, let me scroll back up. Where is it? Don't see it, Joanna. I'll have another look in 1 second, my friend. Free kick. Oh, Ali makes the save. So they tried to go goalkeeper side, thinking Alisson would take the step across, but he stands his ground. That was curling in as well. Strong left hand from Alisson. Well done. Jonna, let me see. I'm scrolling back through trying to find this one for you. Here we go. Mark sent it to me there. I wish I could come to the live shows, but I'm stuck here in South Africa. First time donating, 3 years watching the streams. Keep it up, mate. Well, thank you, Jonna. And do you know what? I'd love to get to South Africa at some point, even just on a holiday in life. Another good shot. Alisson gets down and saves. My psychologist is South African, so I've been speaking to a South African for years now. And we've been talking about South Africa as a country and travelling over and stuff as well. So you never know, Jonna. Maybe someday we'll get a show over there. Right, Brighton on the attack. Again, it seems like the game's pretty much just picked up where it left off at the end of the first half, with us almost countering at this point and Brighton just wave after wave of attack. Another silly free kick here as Szoboszlai just pushes, and I literally mean pushes, the Brighton player off the ball. Another free kick here. Liverpool holding the defensive line on the edge of the 18-yard box. Brighton doing their Arsenal routine here of the late run from the back to the front. And thankfully it comes to nothing and Alisson comes down and smothers it. Feels so weird watching Liverpool without Van Dijk in the team. It freaks me out a little bit, to be honest. I almost feel like I'm going to say his name sometimes. Szoboszlai. To Gravenberch. Ibu. Back to Ali. Gravenberch. Ali. Again, just Liverpool waiting for Brighton to press onto them. Alisson goes out left side, Kwanzaa. Costas cuts infield, but again, forced backwards. Kwanzaa, Alisson, and eventually we boot it long. Why did we just do that in the first place, lads? Chiesa gets out muscle there, but second ball breaks. There's two obvious there. One of his... Oh no, he's fucking fouled him. How did he just manage to do that, lads? Two Liverpool players, one Brighton player, all running for the ball, and we managed to fucking foul him. It's just silliness from Cody Gakpo. We were in if we nicked that ball away, and all they did was just come together and foul him and just give Brighton a cheap free kick. We have it back though. Salah has it now, right-hand side. Pulls it back out to the box. Oh, Chiesa, that was your chance. Chiesa had a shot edge of the box and it was blocked. That was a very good, unselfish bit of work from Mo as well. You can see he wants that assist. Pulled it, rolled it across the edge of the box to Chiesa, who tries to scoop it into the corner, but it was blocked. Here goes Gakpo now. Ball across. Salah drags it wide from 5 yards out. Oh, lads. Again, good play. Gakpo cuts inside, goes past his man, squares it. There's just no excusing that miss, lads. You can't be missing from fucking 6 yards out with no keeper or anything. That's that's a head scratcher. Don't see that too often from Mo. I don't know how he missed it, Suleiman. I don't know, mate. I think I can't explain it, dude. You know, it feels like it was harder to miss it than score. Right, here he goes again, Mo. Gives it away again. Definitely feels like we've seen a fall off from the great man over the last few weeks. I know the damage has been done in the season. We've won the league and all, but I can't be on my own and feeling like you always want to see the team finish the season strongly. Everybody, the team and individual players. Brighton with a deep cross that thankfully goes behind for a goal kick. It was impossible to miss, said Janos. Well, he found a way. He found a way. Again, I suppose if we're going to miss these, let it be in games that there's nothing on it. But yeah, you can see him. He can't believe he missed it either. Shocking. But as I said, if you're going to miss them, miss it in a game with nothing on it. I wonder. It'd be interesting to see what Arne does from the bench today. Brighton on the attack again. They move it into the right channel, our right channel. Ball across, headed away by Kwanzaa, but again, only as far as another Brighton player. Another cross in. Kanade this time heads it away. Brighton player again. Elliott tries to clear it. Offside flag was up though. Brighton players coming back from an offside position. So he's one away from the record joining Colin Shearer for goal involvements. He's got 46 and he should be on 47 now. Come on, Mo. A goal or an assist. We want him to beat that record of 47, so one today and a goal and an assist maybe against Palace, but come on, Mo. Strike, again from Brighton, has Alisson scrambling, but it goes wide. Yeah, I genuinely have nothing else to say about that Salah miss because I can't add anything to the conversation that hasn't been said already in the chat. Shalom said, I'm not seeing Chiesa doing anything. Mohammed said, come on, Mo. Salah's been poor, said Bruno. Salah must have Nunez boots on, said Stephen McBride. Chiesa's playing without a ball, said Damon. The travelling cop is loud. Yeah, it always is. They're brilliant, to be fair. Absolutely incredible travelling support for the Reds wherever they go. How's Chiesa doing, said Graham. He's all right, mate. Yeah, he's all right. Had a decent opportunity in the first half, but he squared it to Bradley. And then in the second half, Mo tried to turn assist maker, rolled it across the edge of the 18-yard box, and unfortunately, Chiesa's shot was blocked. Everybody's hoping for him to get a goal. And you know, a perfect moment here be a Chiesa goal with a Salah assist. Brighton now on the attack. Ball pulled back. Oh, yes, Alisson again. He's the best in the world. How's he? He's not right to save that. None. Ball's backheel. It's into the plate of it's into the path of Danny Welbeck, and you're thinking, oh, damn, this is going to be 2-2. And then Alisson, like a cat, springs into action. Watch this. Bang. Out closing the angle really quickly. Great bit of goalkeeping. He's not right to save this. But he gets there and gets his body in the way. Smother and Danny Welbeck. Alisson Becker showing once again why he's the best in the business. Heavy Metal D said, just got in. How have we been playing so far? It's been a weird one, man. It's been one of those end of season games where it's just attack, and nobody really seems to want to defend too much. Let me put it this way. I don't think we deserve to be winning the game. That's me being fair about it. I feel like Brighton have had... If this was the other way around, I'd be feeling, how have we not scored more goals? If I was a Brighton fan right now, with the amount of area and opportunities in the 18-yard box they've had, they probably feel like they're confused as to how they're behind. Anyway, it's all going to be all right now because Darwin's coming on, so it's all going to be good. Diaz coming on, Darwin coming on, and I think Jones was the other one getting ready to come on. Brighton play some really good football, by the way. Let me say that as well. Certainly, if you're a season ticket holder in the Amex, you're gonna see some good football season on season. Chiesa seems to be starting to get a little bit frustrated out there now. We wonder if he feels like he's about to come off. You would think Darwin's going to come on through the centre anyway, so... Brighton down the left-hand side with a ding run out of pitch, and the ball goes behind for Liverpool goal kick. What have we got? Just under 30 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Red's going to hang off for making the changes just for the minute. Go short with the goal kick. Alisson. Szoboszlai. Kanade. Bradley. Nice ball inside to Gravenberch. Again. Good football. Szoboszlai. Now we've made a bit of space down this right-hand side. Dom still carrying it forward. Slips it inside to Salah. He squares to the Gakpo. Gakpo. Oof! Unlucky. Leaning back a little bit. Catches it well. Edge of the box, but he was leaning back a little bit. Chests it down. Lets it bounce once. Then hits it. Just slices a little bit too much underneath the ball and it goes over the crossbar. Here come the changes. Cody Gakpo coming off to be replaced by Lucho. Well done, Cody. It is Chiesa. Chiesa coming off to be replaced by Darwin. Well done, Fede. At least we got to see him for an hour. And Curtis Jones will be the third substitute. And he's going to replace Dominic Szoboszlai, our second goal scorer. And what a goal it was. Look at it. You could watch this all day. Look at that. The swerve on that ball as well. Keeper didn't know what was going on. Top bins. Yes, Chris. Really, Darwin, I'm not on a wind up. He is really coming on. Right. This time Brighton go long. Bradley wins the header. Kanade wins the second one. Gravenberch now. Slips it into Darwin. Darwin to Elliott. Jones. Good bit of football this from the Reds. Jones. Oh, strikes. Blocked. Elliott. Strike. Straight to the keeper. That was Jones being a bit greedy if you ask me. He always looked like he wanted to shoot there. Could have maybe squared it right, but again, it was good football from Liverpool from midfield. Had Brighton on their heels and a couple of shots, one blocked, then it rebounds out to Elliott and his shot straight to the keeper. Brighton about to make a change. It is Adingra off and Matoma on for Brighton. So Adingra off, Matoma on. Can you bet on offsides? Absolutely. Yeah, you can always bet on player offsides. That's definitely something that's available in those markets. Canade, Allison, side foots it forward to Bradley. Salah gets on with it quickly, takes a good, clever, quick throw to Darwin, who, of course, gives the ball away because, you know, it's Darwin. Costas to Kwanzaa. Allison. 25 minutes to go at the Amex. Still 2-1 to the Reds. Kwanzaa to Jones. Bit of space now in front of Jones. Carries it. Slips it into the left channel to Diaz. Drags him a little bit further wide than he'd want. Diaz back to Jones. Still Jones. Diaz. Looking for an opportunity here. Jones. Back to Grafenberg. Gets out of his feet. Strike. Blocked. Ibu. To Salah. Well done, Mo. Back to Kwanzaa. We've looked a bit better since the substitutions, in all honesty. We've looked sharper. Costas. Cross in from him. Cleared by Brighton. Yeah, we've definitely looked better since the substitutions. They've certainly sharpened us up a bit. Grafenberg. Costas to Curtis Jones. Jones has been buzzing around all over the place since he's come on. Looking to pick up pockets of space everywhere. Always have a strong love for Japanese talent, me, said Brad Larkin. They always are very, very good technical players, aren't they? The Japanese players that really make it through. Come on, Mo. Second chance at it. Ball inside to Darwin. Back heel. Bradley. Back heel. Salah. Oh, saved. Oh, it was a scramble and Salah had to shoot quickly. He had no choice and it was a very good save. Bradley, how did Bradley keep this ball, by the way? Well done to him. Darwin backheels it to Bradley, who's off balance. There's tackles coming in on him. It comes to Mo, and Mo tries to really quickly toe poke it. And Verbruggen's equal to it, but yeah, he did not do anything wrong there, Mo, to be fair. Just a good, quick save. But definitely we look brighter. Ball in behind now to Darwin, who wins a corner. And I say wins loosely. Right, let's see if we can't find a new Virgil van Dijk moment here, maybe from Canade or Kwanzaa. Definitely looking so much better though since the changes. I know I've said it numerous times, but it is true. We've looked a lot brighter. Corner delivered in. It's deep. Headed away by Van Heck. Matoma then loses out. Although, what's this? The ball went out and back in. Hate when that happens with corners. When they go for the left-footed player with the swing from in to out and it goes out of play first. That's what happened. Right, a triple change coming up now from Brighton. Although, they're going to have to wait a moment because they've taken the goal kick quickly. But 3 changes about to happen for Brighton. Look at that space in midfield. One ball around their front press and the lad is 40, 45, now 50 yards carrying the ball unchallenged. Matoma sits it through. 2-2. Matoma scores it after Welbeck. And that all comes from a piss poor press from the front. Fuck's sake. Watch this. They get around our first press because one of our players has their back turned. Then there's about 50 yards in midfield that they run through with nobody near them. Into Matoma. He squares the ball into Welbeck. His shot is saved and it ricochets back to Matoma, who hits it down into the ground and then into the goal to make it 2-2. And all comes from us and our shitty press. And nobody tracking. I feel like I've said this for the last 3 Liverpool games, but men just running through midfield with nobody fucking near them. Enzo Fernandez did it in the Chelsea game, and now Brighton just had 50 yards of space in midfield with not a man within 10 yards. End of the season or not, that's just piss poor. If you haven't seen the game or you're not watching it, when you see the highlights, you'll know what I'm on about. There's one ball around the press from our attacker. I don't know who it was that had their back to the game, whether it was Jones, I don't know who it was. But once they got around that first press, 40, 50 yards, one of their players just ran through midfield, nobody within 10 yards of them. Just way, way, way too easy, way too much space. It's frustrating, end of season or not. What's this? So I know Liverpool have won the league, but no effort like that is not acceptable. I know. Standards should be kept, mate. You're not going to get any argument from me. You know, let's not remember, we haven't won a game of football since we've won the league. This will be the third on the trot that we haven't won. Elliott now. To Salah. Back to Elliott. Kwanzaa. Gravenberch. To Connor Bradley. Elliott. Tries to play it to Salah, but it's overhit. And again, Brighton play into midfield. It's just too easy. The lack of effort in here is ridiculous. Oh, get up. Again, Brighton player going down looking for penalty. Referees gone to his ear. I don't see a foul there, honestly, from Costas. There's no foul there, lads. That's ridiculous. Karen said, I heard on another channel Madrid after Canadi on a free. Yeah, I've spoken about that a few times as well, Karen, but it won't happen because Liverpool won't let him leave on a free. If he tries to run his contract down, Liverpool will just say to him something along the lines of, World Cup next year. If you don't play for that year, which you won't if you try to run your contract down, then best of luck getting in the French team for it. So, yeah, if he wants to do that, fine. Then Liverpool have to have the balls to stick him in the reserves for the season if he won't agree to a sale. Elliott and Curtis Jones don't work in the same midfield. No defensive awareness, said Brad. It's not even just today, though, Brad. You know, as I mentioned, I called this out in the last... This will be the third Liverpool game in a row that people have just had... You could drive a truck through our midfield without being challenged. It's been shocking. Good time to have a poor run of results. It is, but you want to end the season well, though. I totally understand that the lads' minds aren't fully at it because the league's been won and all. I do get that, but you do want to finish the season well and go into next season upbeat, bouncing, and, you know, reminding everybody why you won the league. And this will be 2 games in a row now where we've let Leeds go. 2-0 up against Arsenal, 2-2. 1-0, 2-1 up against Brighton here. 2-2 as we speak. Great control there from Matoma on the left. Mohammed said the worst part about us conceding goals is that make it easy for the opposition to score. Yep. Like, just look at how many chances Brighton have had in this game even. Go on, Diaz. Turn on the afterburners, mate. Decent challenge on him from Minter, who gets up. Mate, you're not playing a fucking World Cup final here. Minter got up and gave a Billy Big Bollocks to the crowd there as if something was actually happening important. I know it's Brighton's last home game of the season and all, but calm down, lad. Oh, it's alright. Endo's coming on. Everything's going to be better now. Endo's coming on. Shit's about to get serious. Endomania about to run wild all over the Amex. Stick Endo on up centre forward. Move Darwin into holding midfield. Right. Come on, boys. Here we go. Go on, Mo. Another one. Fuck's sake. Remember the days Mo used to be able to run past the player? Like, just actually take him on and go past them. These days, he just jockeys side to side and then just runs into their ankles. Oh, come on, boys. Salah. Out to Diaz. Slips it back in. Jones pulls it back and Darwin fucking hee-hawing his way into the penalty area, swing and a miss. Oh, fuck's sake. That's honestly... Oh. I don't even know what to say anymore about Darwin. I don't even know what to say. Why is he even on the pitch? Elliot got taken out and the ref brings it back for a yellow card, to be fair to him. Bradley's come off to be replaced by Endo. Good man. Well done, Arne. Bringing Bradley on to play it right back when he's making a change. He's learning his lesson. Well done. Diaz now. Ball in. Headed away again by Brighton. Salah. Thinks towards the far post, but overhits it. Don't know if he was trying to curl it in or trying to pick out Darwin, but either way, overhit by Mo. Right, Matoma. Oh, almost 3-2 Brighton. Again, right across the front of our 6-yard box, and offside flag eventually goes up, but again, we're frustrating. He was off as well. Good spot. Right, lads, just grab a snidey little winner here in the last 10 and we'll all go home happy. Craig, you know the solution. Start yelling. Yeah, who do you want me to go in on so we know who picks the winner? Feel free to let me know who to give out to, because they'll be the one then scores the winner. So, you know the drill. I moan at somebody, they score. That's how this works. Elliot now, out to Endo. Back inside to Elliot. Back out to Endo. Cross in from Endo, takes a little nick and goes through to the keeper. Anthony, I can't read that out loud, but it did make me laugh. Salah, okay. Come on, Mo. That's not good enough, Mo. Jeez, Mo, come on. Come on, Mo. You're better than that, fella. You're better than that, Mo. This isn't good enough. Obviously, this is all just because I want him to score. I'm not going in on him really here, but speaking about it, we've just given the ball away in the left-back position. And Costas wins it back. Well done, Costas. Kwanzaa now. He's carrying it into the Brighton half. Out left side to Diaz. Diaz again goes for the glory. Runs across the edge of the box. His shot is blocked. Back with Diaz again. Jones on the overlap you go. Good man. Diaz, you're allowed past it. Elliott, back out to Jones. Slow down our own attack here. Endo. To Elliott. 10 minutes to go with the Amex. It's still Desmond. Kwanzaa. Canade, good ball across. To Diaz at the far post. He tries to play it to Darwin. What are you doing, mate? You might as well have just sat on the football. Though, ironically, the one time Diaz is in a position where cutting inside into his right and having a shot probably makes sense, he tries to square it to Darwin and, well, you know the rest. There's a good ball on the edge of the box as well. Definitely feel like that should have been... The time Diaz should pass, he shoots. I mean, he should shoot, he passes. Minta now. Up against Costas. Pulls it back to the edge of the box. Cross in. Cleared. But straight to a Brighton player again. Matoma. Shot straight at Allison, who palms it away. Salah now has it. Come on, boys. Wakey, wakey. Good ball by Mo into midfield. Jones. Referee plays a good advantage. Jones carries the ball. He's got two men to his left. Gives it to Diaz. Goes on the overlap as well. Diaz cuts inside. Diaz. He has to be one of the fucking worst decision makers. Again, he just runs. It's like, do you know those scale-electric cars that are on a track? It feels like Diaz is like that on the edge of the 18-yard box. He only can go across it in a straight line. Salah now. Lads, I don't even know what to say anymore. Stop it. Does Diaz not understand that he's allowed to release the ball? It's like there's some magnet along that 18-yard box line that he thinks he has to run across it from one end to the other without releasing the ball. Yeah, and Salah thinks he can run through human beings as well, has he? Yeah, that they're just gonna like osmosis and just disappear into the air, liquid form. Ay, ay, ay. Danny Welbeck coming off here for Brighton. Danny Welbeck off, Howell on. 6 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Brighton play some lovely pass and move stuff, don't they? Here they come again on the attack. Ball across. Well done, Jarell Kwanzaa. Only as far as another Brighton player, though. Matoma. Again, look at all that space. Ball across. 3-2 Brighton. Flags up, though. Thankfully. It's the youngster that just came off the bench as well. And it all, again, when we clear the ball, we're giving it straight back to Brighton. Watch on Kwanzaa's clearance. Straight to a Brighton player. Let's have a look. Is he offside? Well, I don't know why they're freezing at this offside. This isn't the one we need to see. He's not offside. Canada looks like he's playing him on. Oh, is he off though? I think it's the original ball that's off. I think number 33 is the one that's off. It's not the goal scorer. It's the number 33, I think, that they're checking for. The goal scorer looked like he was in an onside position. It'll come down to the first ball. It looks tight to me. It looks tight to me. On the first ball, it looks tight. It's number 33 they're going to be looking at. Goal. 3-2 Brighton. So we've once again gone from winning a game to losing a game. 3-2 Brighton. Fucking brilliant, lads. Great end to the campaign, this one. Brilliant. 2 losses and a draw in the last 3 games. With Keystone Cops defending. Kanate again, playing him on. It's Kanate playing him on again. Fucking hell. I don't even know what to say anymore, lads. It's they should be embarrassed at this. Premier League champions, and they haven't won a game since. 2 losses and a draw. Defending like they've just met each other. I can't help but be annoyed by it. That's what we're not looking at there, ladies and gentlemen, is a 250 grand a week defender anyway. Like, people have paid their money to travel to go and watch these lads. From Liverpool all the way down. And they travel down to London to go watch the Chelsea game. And again, this is what they're seeing. 2 fucking shit performances. If they're not embarrassed, I'm embarrassed for them, because you don't want to win the league and not win a game since you've won it and have 4 shitty performances. Fuck's sake. Shmunga said, do we need someone babysitting the back? Yeah, no leadership back there. Again, Kanade can't hold a defensive line. He shows it time and time again. 1 ball over the top of the 2 of them earlier on. This is what I'm talking about, us needing to improve at centre-back. Because if Kanade thinks he's worth 250 grand a week playing like he has been, he can think again. Oh, fuck's sake. Darwin falling over. Brighton again on the attack. Liverpool hook it away. Like, professional pride. Pride in the shirt should be enough to fucking be annoyed by this. Like, where is the professional pride? I know you're over partying in Dubai for days and all, but still, you're being paid week in, week out to wear that jersey and play. Play like it fucking matters. He is on the list, mate. He's on the list as a backup for Kirkes, is what we're seeing. But you could make an argument we could do with him anyway. 8 minutes added on at the Amex, so 8 minutes for Liverpool to grab an equaliser in a game that we've led twice. I look, by the way, I know people are going to say the league's won, blah, blah, it doesn't matter. It always matters. It matters if people are spending their money to go watch it. It matters if people are being paid 200 grand a week to be out there on the pitch. It matters because you're wearing a Liverpool shirt. And we don't want to win the league and have misery for the last few weeks of it between the Trent debacle and the lads getting beaten and not winning a game of football. It's certainly not the way to bounce into the new season. I don't know. You guys let me win. Let me know how you feel about it. Does it matter to you on the performance and the result, or are we happy with winning the league? Because I totally understand either viewpoint, by the way. I do, genuinely. I'm just a really, 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 really competitive person, and I don't like losing the coin toss, let alone anything else. Stu said yes, it matters. Alex Sandlin said yes, definitely matters. Jano said disappointment. Yes, it matters for Rob. Pissed for Wason. It doesn't matter at all. The fans will love the trip down if they're champions, said Johnny Carr. No, I totally look. They'll have a great time, Johnny. Nonetheless, I do appreciate where you're coming from on that one, mate. I'm sure it's been a fun trip for all the travelling cop. But look, to me, man, every time you're on the pitch, it matters. When you're wearing a Liverpool shirt, but I appreciate everyone's perspective on it. Right, boys. 5.5 minutes of stoppage time to go. Galileo B said, should Kwanzaa be sold during the summer window? Yes, and I believe that's the plan. I remember, as I said, Ornstein even said the other day on a Sky show I was watching that the prospect of him moving on is definitely there. I just don't think Kwanzaa is good enough, and I don't think the manager thinks he's good enough. But I just wonder, with the situation at centre-back being so uncertain with Canade and that at the minute, would it be a matter of not wanting to have to make too many changes in that department? Because we've got to bring one in as it stands. And if we lose another one, then you're going out there having to bring in two. So that's the only thing that might save Kwanzaa, in my view, is if the Canade situation develops and we have to look for a second centre-back, maybe that saves him. Matoma could have easily been 4, but he skies his shot. Muckrab said, Elliott's getting annoyed with Darwin for not taking the ball from a 3-yard pass. Cody Gaming and Football, how are you, my friend? Said, it's nice to see other players getting a chance. Darwin shouldn't be playing, though. Would love to see him get one last goal, but been watching him today and he's not making good runs at all anymore. I'm sorry, Titler not 1 in 9 is shocking, said Declan. Look, I believe in standards, mate. I believe in setting a standard and that you don't just turn on and off good form and doing the right things. So for me, every time you wear any shirt and go out on a pitch, it matters. It matters for the professional pride of the league. It matters for your future as a Liverpool player. It matters for the fans who are watching and travelling. And it certainly matters when you're getting paid a substantial amount of money. So for me, yeah, it matters and it's disappointing, but not much I can do to change it. Denny said Canade's head's not at the right place. He's not doing his case for a big pay bump much good lately. I'll say that about Ibu. You know, he's certainly not. He's not going to make Edwards and Hughes think, "Oh, we best hurry up and up his wage offer even more." And look, again, Salah's had another stinker today. Let's be honest about that as well. You know, I don't want to feel like I'm honing in on any particular area of the pitch. There's been disappointments all over the place, but just as somebody said, it just feels really downbeat just seeing no wins since you've won the league and a poor run of form anyway. 2 minutes plus a little bit more of stoppage time to go. Craig, is it right personal terms just transfer needs to be agreed for Kirkes? I think that's the case, Coopy. I think. Certainly, the latest reports that we'd seen suggested it was the deal with Bournemouth that would be the more complicated part of the process. It looks like the wages won't be an issue or the personal terms. Jones to Kwanzaa. Costas goes long out that left side looking for Diaz. Comes off the Brighton player. It'll be a Liverpool throw-in with about 80 seconds or so left. Diaz then just squares the ball straight to a Brighton player. Fuck me. Jones. And it's his turn now to give it straight to a Brighton player. For the love of God. Professional fucking footballers. 5-yard passes. Wake up. So, Kev, at what point did I ever say that we have to win every game of football since winning the title? You don't think when you put on a shirt for the club and people have paid their money to watch it that you deserve to see effort put in? No? That's up to you. I'm not going to fall out with you over a Kev, but show me once where I fucking said that we have to win every game. Never said it, mate. So, again, stop putting words in my mouth. I can speak for myself. And you'd be on holiday, would you? Well, that might be why you're not out there on the pitch, mate. So, you know, with that mentality. But either way, it is over. And Liverpool have been defeated again. This time, we go 1-0 up, 2-1 up, and throw it away 3-2. At Arsenal, we go 2-0 up and draw 2-2. We go against Chelsea and lose 3-1. But Kev said it's all right, so we've nothing to be worried about. Slot played mostly the same players every game with minimal rotation before we won the league, and now he's seeing who is really keeping. No, he's not. He already told everybody himself that he made that decision months ago, so it's got nothing to do with that either, mate. I'm just giving you the honest facts. We can talk about that if you want, but he said himself the last 2 games will have no bearing on players' futures. Liverpool supporters should get their money back, said David Massett. Look, I understand people not losing their heads about losing a game of football, but it is piss poor to win a league and then just fall over, in my opinion, and look like you've only met each other. But this is why we're going to be so active on the transfer market, because those players, once again, a lot of them proving why they won't be at Liverpool in the future. For me, I'm just frustrated. I want to see Liverpool win games of football. I don't care when it is or how it is. I don't like to see us getting beaten ever. So, look, we will be going straight into our match reaction where, of course, we'll take you through my thoughts on the game, ask you for your thoughts on the game. We'll run you through the numbers as well. For Brighton's perspective, that gives them a good chance of European football. Congratulations to them on that. They are a very good side, and yeah, it's just frustrating. I'm a competitive person. I always feel frustrated when you don't do well. And there you go, Liverpool with 1 win in 9 now. So look, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again to our incredible sponsors, Manscaped. Check out the Beard and Balls bundle featuring the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra and the Beard Hedger. Treat yourself to 15% off and free shipping. That's 15% off and free shipping with our code Anfield15. We will see you in 60 seconds for the match reaction. Until then, thank you to everyone that joined us. Appreciate your support as always. And we'll talk